Welcome to the 360th episode of the So Video Games Podcast, where we talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. If we are playing it, we'll be talking about it. Today we are recording on October 29th, 2023. My name is Brad Galloway. I am the editor of GameCritics.com, and I'm also 50% of this here show. With me is the man who's feeling the spoopy, Carlos Rodella. You okay?
No, I had something in my throat. It was a frog
I was
in
going
my
to say,
throat.
get some water or something.
Yeah,
You'll be
hold on,
okay.
let me drink it.
Yeah.
What I meant to say is it's Halloween time.
It's Halloween time. We are 2 days before Halloween. You got a costume?
No, where am I going to wear it to?
I don't know. Your house, on your couch? I don't know.
Oh my goodness, just the saddest image ever. Me dressed as Dracula, just sitting at my desk doing normal things.
I mean, even some small celebration might be something fun. Let me tell you what we're doing at my house.
Yeah, what are you doing?
We like Halloween in general, but we haven't really celebrated for a while. I mean, COVID and everything. And I think this year we're kind of going to get back into the swing of things, safely, of course. But my son is 14, and I think that he just needs to kind of calibrate his expectations, right? Because he's like, Dad, I want to be like one of those people that scares people on Halloween, like when they come to your door. And just, to give you context, we watch like America's Funniest Home Videos,
Mm-hmm.
and there's always a Halloween videos of like a guy dressed like the Grim Reaper sitting in a chair by his front door. And when the kids come up to get candy, he jump scares them, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so my son thinks that's the coolest fucking thing in the world. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to get a Grim Reaper costume and the eyes are going to glow. I'm going to hang out there and it's going to be dark. I'm just going to jump out. It's going to scare the shit out of people. And I'm like, bro, what happens in those videos? They get punched in the face. Yeah, they all get punched in the face, dude. Like, you fucking, like, it's okay to be spooky, but like, he thinks he's going to like hide and like literally like ambush people and just like scream and stuff. And I'm like, no, bro.
Yeah, that's not
Dial
smart.
it back. Like,
yeah.
be, a little creep or a boo or something, but you're going to get popped or like someone's going to get mad at you because you scared the shit out of the kids. So we're going to work on expectations. But we are going to celebrate this year. He's got this really cool Reaper costume. The eyes do glow, which is neat.
Nice.
So
yeah, but by the way, he could just literally be on the step or the stoop or whatever, right?
Yeah,
or by the door.
yeah, exactly.
And glowing eyes, that's creepy as hell. Like, that's good.
kind of, yes, we're going to work on it. I'm like, just be up there and don't move. Practice your statue powers, and then you can move your hand, and like a kid will jump at that. That's enough, right? You don't need to like jump out of the darkness and like anyway. Parenting is tough, dude.
I wouldn't know. But you're doing a good job. And yeah, I remember I just had a Halloween memory. I thought we could actually talk about those now that I'm thinking about Halloween. And one year I went with my buddy, and I remember it rained, and it was a Halloween that rained, like downpour raining. So everybody like scattered, went home, and me and him stayed out. And we got all the candy.
Nice.
Because everyone was home, and we just
cleaned up, huh?
We cleaned house. We had like these pillowcases just full.
The pillowcases.
The
I've
pillowcase.
done that many times. Yes.
So I just remember that when I was thinking about being out there at Halloween. But yeah, I grew up in upstate New York, where I feel like Halloween, the actual movie, was filmed. Like it's about.
Was it? Was it over there?
I think. I'm pretty sure. We can double check that, but it's just that vibe of like the leaves changing, fall, and also like fall being a very long time, like all of October. Not like here in Seattle where it's like 2 weeks, and then it's just winter. And just the spookiness has always been a part of my upbringing. And I feel like a lot of movies have been set there in the kind of northeast or whatever. So, but yeah, I just have very fond memories of Halloween, like pumpkin patches and what's it called, haunted hay rides.
Oh sure.
Sure. They were like everywhere. Like we would always go get donuts and cider and pick pumpkins.
Yep.
It was just totally normal, like Charlie Brown cartoon. That was like our life, like being out in the pumpkin patch and just
totally the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. You'd watch that every year.
Yeah,
we did the same thing. We get a pumpkin, get a costume, go trick or treating. And with my son, we'll always bring that to pumpkin patches as well, and we get the cider and the donuts and everything. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Good. By the way, just speaking of that, it is crazy because today I saw trick or treaters out, and it was like daylight, right?
Yeah, all the cities are like bumping it back because no one wants to do Halloween during the week where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Lame. Yeah.
It is lame, and also, okay, I know you're a parent, so you're gonna like not probably like this sentence, but for me, Halloween's at night.
Sure.
And
Yeah, of course.
like it's the adds to the whole fucking thing. And if it's not like pitch black and you're like stumbling over shit and you're scared by other like trick or treaters, like
Then
that's
it's not
the
even
vibe.
Halloween.
Then it's not
Yeah.
even Halloween. So I just feel like I don't know when it started, but it's been daytime for people.
No, I agree with you, dude. We wait until dark, dude. Like we don't go out during the day. That's weird. Like we wait until it's dark, and we'll bring flashlights, and we'll see lots of other people on the street with flashlights. And my son will sometimes get together with some of his other friends because we're all homeschoolers, and so the homeschool group will get a group together, and we'll go to like different neighborhoods, and we just like, yeah, it's dark, dude. When we go, we don't go during the day. And but we have like older kids. I mean, if you got like a real tiny toddler, maybe that's a different story. But my kid's 14, and we've been going at night ever since he was old enough to manage the walk on his own.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Well, good. You are a good parent then.
I'm doing it right.
You're a good Halloween parent.
All right, man. I say enough reminiscing. Let's get on with the show. We got a shitload of stuff to talk about. It's going to be a great show. Good to have you back, by the way.
Yeah, it's good to be back because I also wanted to like say that I listened to most of the podcast last week and definitely the beginning, and I called it the Sadcast.
You did. I was going to ask you about that. So why did you call it the Sadcast? Because that's not what I called it, but why did you call it that?
Well, you had like little energy because you were tired.
I was so tired. Yeah, man. I was so tired.
And then I guess I will bring this up. You were like, bummed about the reviews and stuff and how people were like, we're trying to review bomb us.
People suck.
I'm just here to be like, I don't want to call it the revenge cast or like the I don't give a shit cast, but like, fuck that, dude. Who cares? If anything, I'm doubling down on the Starfield thing. If you have to be living under a rock on YouTube to not have seen like everybody and their mother come out and say like Starfield just okay. Like every single buddy in the world, which is not a word. I just made it up. And so that's like us saying that at 6.5, 7, whatever, even 8. All that range is like a pretty good game, and that's what I said it was. So if anybody wants to or did it in the past or want to do it now, review bomb away, motherfuckers. I don't give a shit because it's common knowledge. Like it's deleted from my hard drive. I beat it twice. It's just okay. But I just don't think we need to be like, who cares about the review thing? Like we are so like we have our both singular voices,
Sure.
And I think that's what people tune into.
Oh, yeah. I know that we have listeners and we have fans and we have a good, really, really awesome group of folks that listen to us, which is really what gives us the energy to keep doing this week after week.
Yeah.
It just was a bummer just because, there's a lot of bad shit in the world already. And just being reminded of the bad shit was just like, man, why do people got to be like this? Why are people so broken? But whatever. Well, we're doing the same show we're always doing. We're not going to change anything. So
we're not.
It's not going to affect us in any way. It just was stupid.
It is stupid. But the other asterisk is, I don't think anybody cares about reviews of podcasts. Like the only difference would be like if we're fighting another podcast in like, I don't know, a slot of like the top 10 or something, but we're not, we're just doing our thing. So who cares?
Whatever. All right.
Whatever.
Cool. All right. Let's get on to not the main portion. So the opening portion of the show, the housekeeping, folks. Let's start it off. Everyone knows that Carlos and I share a virtual living space divided down the middle with a strip of duct tape. What? We don't?
We share a haunted house.
Oh, shit. That's right. We share
Split
a haunted house.
The middle with a line of blood.
Oh, I was going to say a line of blood. Okay, good.
See,
We're on the same
I
page.
should have
line
done
of blood.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, do it now.
And now it's time for housekeeping, where Brad and I share a haunted house, split down the middle with a pile of blood, trickles of blood, a whole line, and basically a river of blood.
Okay, river of blood is pretty good.
Okay.
Pile of blood, that's just like scabs, dude.
I know, that's just in the middle.
Yeah,
okay.
Gross.
There's a pile in the middle, and then there's more. And now we'll do the housekeeping.
All right, folks, it's housekeeping. We got a whole bunch of shit to talk about. Carlos, I'm going to let you do most of the talking, but let me just start off really quickly with one thing, and then I'll turn it over to you. So heads up, I know that we talked about the Crash Cast earlier. So here's an update on my PC, just for people who care.
Oh, yeah.
So my PC, my brand new PC, which was really, not like the best of the best, but it was pretty good. It died. Something was wrong with the motherboard. There was some kind of defect on it. And as I was working through many, 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 many phone calls with tech support, it died right in the middle of a call to tech support. And so it's no good. I got to pack it up. I got to send it back. It's going to be weeks until I get it back in working shape. So what ended up happening was I'm actually on my son's laptop right now. I'm like, hey, son, I know I gave you this laptop, but now I'm taking it back. This is my laptop now.
You can do that as a parent.
I can do that as a parent. And full disclosure, he's got a fancy ass gaming rig that he has already. So he forgot he even owned the laptop. But anyway,
okay.
I took it back and it's sitting here. I have like 42,000 cords and USB cords, like going from my monitor to the microphone to the laptop. It looks like I'm in the middle of like the fucking Matrix over here. It's a joke. But seems like we're back recording. Seems like things are fine. I'm back on Windows 10, which is way better than Windows 11. And I think we're okay for the time being. But the reason I say this is that, so number one, different setup for me. I'm still kind of like feeling my way through it. It's a little bit unusual how I'm recording right now. But other than that, probably going to be a big delay on any PC games that people sent to me. Now, I know I don't do a lot of PC games in general for the show, but I do some every once in a while. And there were actually a couple that I was pretty excited about. For example, we got sent codes for Slay the Princess. I think you got a code. I got a code.
Yeah.
We loved the demo, and I was really stoked about coming back to it. Also, Windy Meadow, which is the kind of side story from the creator of Road Warden, which is getting just like rave reviews and something that I was going to play. I don't think my son's PC can handle Steam and games right now. I think it's kind of maxed out with our recording software and Skype and everything. So I don't want to push my luck. Mm-hmm. So just a heads up, if you're a developer or a publisher who sent us a PC game, I deeply apologize, but I'm not going to test my gear by putting Steam on this laptop. I just don't think it can handle it. Also, yeah, I am so far behind on email, dude. I'm like 4 or 5 days behind on email minimum. And that means hundreds and hundreds of emails are stacked up. So if I owe you a response, I know that some people are waiting to hear back from me. If there's something that you wanted to get on the show, if you had a question or whatever, I'm digging through those emails. It's literally hundreds of emails, and I'm trying to go through as quickly as I can. But if you sent me a message and you're like, why isn't Brad getting back to me? What's going on? I haven't heard anything. What's going on with these guys? It's because of that. So please give me some... please excuse me for my lateness. Please give me your grace, and I'll get to you as soon as possible. But man, technical things when they go wrong just ruins your whole day, ruins your whole week, can ruin your month. And I'm kind of having one of those days right now. So
yeah.
But back recording. I was concerned I wasn't going to be able to record, but we're recording, and I think that's a win. I'll get the email chip down. We'll get back on track, and I'll get those PC games reviewed later on, and we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's the story. And if you haven't heard from me, even though you emailed me 10 days ago, that's what's going on.
And you know what? The email's going to be there. It's okay.
It will, but I like to get back to people. I like to be respectful and get back. I hate when people don't get back to me and stuff. But anyway, so that's not to excuse or anything. I'm just saying that's the fact of what happened. So here we go.
That was also part of the Sadcast, I think I remember now, right? Because did you start talking about that on this?
I think I might have talked about it. I was having some real problems and stuff. So anyway.
You have basically the movie Gremlins happens every time you touch technology.
Not a joke.
It's like you touch any piece of tech and it's like after midnight.
Oh, dude. It's funny you say that. My anti-tech aura is strong because I got sent a code for a game. I'm not going to say what the game was. And that game would not run on my Xbox. And PR could not figure it out. The developers had no bug reports similar to what I had. And I'm like, this game super doesn't work. And they're like, they didn't know why. I'll tell you why. It's because my my anti-technology aura is what it is.
Right. Yeah. But by the way, some people call it technology magic. So, all right. Well, that is depressing. So... Moving on. What
do you got, Carlos?
Back to Halloween for a minute.
Okay.
I thought I'd just quickly talk about some creepy games that you should check out.
Yes.
I've played a bunch this Halloween time. I didn't play as much as I wanted to, but some of them, or a lot of them, are in this episode.
Okay.
But some that I didn't play is one that I really wanted to play, and I might still before Halloween. It's called World of Horror.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited for that one.
I feel like you'd be up your alley. It's
my God, it's super up my alley.
It's like black and white. It's really weird. It's more of like a detective-y type, like visual novel.
Yeah, a lot of text, kind of visual novel thing. Yeah.
Creepy, and like you're supposed to figure things out, and it gets weirder. They call it 1-bit. Isn't how pixelated black and white graphics they are, but also like H.P. Lovecraft in it.
Little Junji Ito as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I'm so excited to play that one. I haven't played it yet, but I will.
I'm gonna probably get it before Halloween, which is in a couple of days. And so
it's coming to PlayStation, right?
It's on it right now.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was out already.
That's why. Okay. Yeah, I was just on my wish list, and I was like,
okay.
And it's over on Steam as well, and Xbox, I'm guessing. Anyway, so check it out. I think both you and I are going to love it.
Oh, super stoked. Super stoked.
Will you get it so then maybe next episode we could talk about it?
I probably will. I will. Yeah, I think
Because you can
make
get
that
it on your
happen.
console instead of your
Yeah,
PC.
if I get it on Xbox or PlayStation, I can do that. Yeah.
Cool. And then also Stray Souls. I've been buying so many games, so I don't know if I can get it. Maybe I will. But
Did you buy it already or not yet?
I haven't yet. Do you have
Okay, so
we have a code?
We have an offer, but I've been hearing terrible things about it. Also,
I don't care because Okay, go ahead. Why?
well, I was gonna say, so I don't know if this is confirmed. I'm pretty sure this is the game we're talking about, but I've heard that one of the developers is like complete anti-trans, like shitty asshole guy.
All right.
So
okay.
I don't know if we want.
That
I
sucks.
could be wrong, but I think that this is the game we're talking about, and a lot of my friends were like, "Just stay away from it." So
Okay, well, the game itself looks like Silent Hill, and it's like it wears its like what's the inspiration on its sleeve.
Yeah.
It's just like supposed to be a new Silent Hill game, third person, and it looks cool. But all right. Well, anyways, moving on. I just thought I'd mention Horror Gallery because that's a game I did try for a second,
Okay.
but I brought it up only in housekeeping because it's a lot of these games, and one that I'll talk about later today. It's that first person walking simulator horror game. Yeah, I know. And if it's like psychological enough, I'll be into it. But if it's like just, jump scares or whatever, I don't care. And it seems like there's so many of those. But I decided to try it because it was super cheap. And I walked around, and it's called Horror Gallery. So it's like it starts in a museum and a gallery.
I was gonna say, are you into like
Paintings.
a bunch of paintings or something?
Yeah, yeah. Then there's like portals and stuff. You're supposed to go to different places.
Sure.
Immediately, and also because I've been playing games, for Glitch Through the Ground, my channel where I break games all the time, do weird things with them. I immediately broke it in a way and got like through the wall, and I was like, oh, this is partly me because that's how I do things, but also it's a little jank. So I finally get out of the first main area of the museum, go around the corner, and it loads like the next like forest, and it looks creepy. And I go up to the statue. It looks like the place you're supposed to go and talk to a statue or something. And it freezes, and it crashed my PS5.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Wow. Okay.
I had to like unplug it.
Oh shit, that's a bad crash, dude. That's
Yeah,
real
because
bad.
then I had to like rebuild my hard drive, because it does that when you unplug
you damage
it.
whatever, repair your storage and all that shit.
Ooh, baby. So everybody, PSA, for now, stay away from that game. Because until they fix it, you're just going to be crashing your system.
Well, to be fair though, did it crash because you were glitching through the ground, or
No.
think that would occur just because you played it normally?
When I glitched, I didn't even go through the ground. I just kind of like looked through the wall, a little. Just like it was a visual thing.
So you don't think you were pushing it past its normal limits or anything like that? Okay.
I was
Okay.
walking around a gallery, and I went into the forest. And then when I got to the forest, it said, "Brrrr."
All right, that's fair. Just wanted to check because I know how you do your weird things in those
I know.
videos.
It wasn't that.
Okay.
By the way, here's a quick foreshadow. Looking forward to one of my videos, and I'll just tell you and everybody listening.
Okay.
The next one that's going up is it's Glitch Through the Ground on TikTok and YouTube. Anyways, it's I'm playing Spider-Man, and I'll tell you about
Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2, thank you. And I glitched through this wall on my bike because there's these little chapters of the game where it's a story bit, and they build invisible walls because they just want you to do their story bit.
Sure.
And so I had the little guy on the bike, and the bike has invisible walls on the side of it, so it doesn't want you to go anywhere else. But the little guy being Peter Parker. And so I decided to get away from it, get near a house, and try to glitch through the wall with the bike. I don't know why I thought that would work, but it did. And two things happened. One, I glitched through the floor, literally glitched through the ground, and went and died and saw the whole planet.
I think I saw that video.
Yeah.
You make a video of that one?
I made a video of that one.
Yeah, I think I
But
saw
the
that one.
other one that's going up tomorrow is I did it again just to see if I could get through the wall and stay on my bike. I got inside the house. Like I just went through the wall and just got inside that house where there's no exit,
Oh, yeah.
And it was just all pitch black, except like Peter Parker's eyes were bright white. So I created like evil Peter.
That's weird. Negative universe, Peter.
Negative unit, bizarro Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Anywho, back to Halloween. In closing, I always check out, speaking of Silent Hill, if you're in the spooky mood, which I just heard you say it in the beginning of this podcast, you say spoopy.
I said spoopy for you, yes.
Yeah. Why do you say spoopy again?
It's just for that meme from a couple years ago when someone was showing pictures of, I want to say it was like really like off brand cheapo Halloween goods, and they said spoopy. They just like straight up misspelled it. And so it was kind of like a joke that went around like as a meme couple years ago. So everything was spoopy instead of spooky because it was like dumb or cheapy.
Oh
or
my
like,
goodness.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you say it all the time, and I just like gloss over it. But
Oh,
okay.
did you not know that?
I
the
really
origins of
didn't.
that?
No,
Oh,
until just
man.
now.
Yeah, you can look it up. Like you'll see, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is like, like really, really cheapo, like knockoff Halloween stuff, and it's spoopy instead of spooky.
Spoopy. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Well, anyways, here's this last spoopy thing then. Is Silent Hill lo-fi mix ambient or lo-fi ambient mix. Look that up on YouTube. It is so good for right now when you just want to feel in the mood of Halloween. And it's also just chill to like work with. So anybody like looking for something to just put on in the background where you're working and you want to feel the Halloween vibes, just type in YouTube, search Silent Hill lo-fi ambient mix or lo-fi mix.
Lo-fi beats to get scared to.
Yeah, it's not that. It's like it's actually like parts of the game. It's like creepy ambient sounds and stuff, and it's really good. So, anyways,
right on.
All right, that's my Halloween pack. And then I just wanted to mention games that are coming out in November.
Okay, all right, go for it.
Because we're getting near the end of the year here.
Yeah, 2 more days, then we're into November, and then after that it's December, and then after that, Game of the Year time. Then after that, brand new year.
I know. Like a Dragon, we played one of the games or 2 of the games on this show, I think. You like that like new... What, am I saying
No, you said Like a Dragon, and I thought you meant like a Dragon. We played a bunch of games, and I'm like, does dragons play games? What does that mean? Am I missing a reference? What's happening? How do dragons play games? And I was like, in my head, I was truly trying to think of how I could yes and you, and I was coming up with like nothing. I was like, yeah, I blow fire when I play games. I sit on a pile of gold. I don't understand what we're talking about, Carlos.
Yeah,
but
well, we're not talking about that.
We're not talking about that.
Dragons.
Gotcha.
Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. That's the full name, I think.
Yes.
So that's coming out soon, like early November.
Yeah, that's like another one of the Yakuza games. I don't know anything about this one because I haven't been keeping up with the series. I was hoping it was going to be just like real estate, because I know they do a lot of real estate mini games in that series. I was like, oh, are you just doing real estate or what's going on? But apparently it's just like another Yakuza installment, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just like a million new like mini games.
Okay, sure.
And I thought that for content for me for just making videos would be fun, but yeah, it seems like a relaxing time, so I think I'll check it out.
I'm a Yakuza fan.
Yeah. And then I don't know why, but for some reason, there's an Ebenezer Scrooge game coming out.
Yep, I will be covering that on the show.
Oh, will you? Okay, there you go.
I will.
The day before, which was this huge internet thing, kind of a meme in a way, but like, do you remember that company who put out that game, or who was going to put out that game last year? And they put a trailer out, and it's kind of like the zombie apocalypse game.
Is this the one where the guy's just scamming everybody where there's no game attached to it?
No,
or is this a real game?
You keep saying that. It's a real game. I think
maybe I'm thinking of something else. There's
no, but this is the one you're thinking.
Okay,
because this is the one like people are like, there's no way that they're going to do this, which is like deliver on this crazy promise of third person, huge zombie apocalyptic game, and the graphics looked amazing when they first showed the trailer.
Is this like the MMO style one?
No, like what's it called? What's the game in New York that's...
The Division.
Division, yeah. By the way, you're good.
I
just said the game in New York.
I knew what you were talking about.
I know. So it's like the Division and like, a zombie game.
Okay, got it. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Anyways, that's supposed to come out November 10th.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, okay.
So it's like, I really kind of hope it does, because man, it's gonna be fun to talk about it. I don't know what
I have gotten
that
like
game
no PR for that, so I'm wondering, which is going to be a theme on today's show. I think there's another game that I'm going to be talking about that got like 0 PR, which is really weird to me. But well, we'll see, man. I mean, I'm always up for another zombie game. Hopefully, it's good. I always wish for good games. I don't wish for bad ones. So we'll see.
Yeah. And then lastly, I just want to mention that Teardown's finally coming to console.
Oh, yeah, that's a fun one.
I kind of put that on the back burner because I didn't want to play it on PC. I actually did want to sit down and just relax with it. It's that game where it seems like a pixel, voxel, Minecraft-y, but you're basically doing like puzzles to like do heists and stuff and steal, what's it called, bank vaults and things.
Yeah, using like construction equipment to steal paintings and whatever. Yeah, drill through security and stuff like that.
But it's all physics based, and just like it seems like a very relaxing game where you're just like always destroying things and seeing how it falls apart. So check out Teardown. That's actually very soon in November as well. That's
Right
it. I
on.
just want to mention those games and anything else, or we'll get into the show.
Yeah, no, I got a couple. I got a couple things. First, I didn't want to talk about this in the main show because I didn't really play it long enough, but I did want to touch briefly on the game called Cocoon. It's on Game Pass right now. It's kind of an indie darling of sorts. It's the one where you are a kind of like a, I don't know, like a moth person. I think honestly, you look a little bit like a cockroach to me, which is kind of off-putting. But I guess you're supposed to be like a moth or a butterfly or something.
Oh.
And this is the one where you're in like a snow globe world, and you can like leave, and then you're in the larger world, and then you
Yep.
carry. You know the one I'm talking about?
Well, we played the demo on this
we?
podcast, or at least I did.
I think you did. I didn't think I
Yeah.
played it. I think you did.
Yeah, I played, and here's my review. I was confused.
You were confused.
I was
yeah.
very confused by this game. So tell me, what do you think?
Well, I bring it up because John from Gaming in the Wild, a good friend John, and love that show. Give that show a listen if you like good podcasts, because his is a good show. We were kind of talking about it behind the scenes, like DMing and stuff. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I haven't played it yet, but I'll bump it up and see what I think about it. And, I got to say, it's cool looking, but it's one of those games where I feel like it does not really anything to really draw you in. So either you are in or you're out. And like, I like the aesthetics kind of, where it's kind of like very clean, kind of like, I don't know, like Apple feeling aesthetics, not Apple the fruit, but like Apple the computer company.
Like an Apple arcade game or something.
Yeah, kind of like
Or
it's
Hades too. It has a Hades vibe, I think.
like a little bit,
Clean
a little
lines.
bit, clean lines, bright colors, that whole thing. And so I start playing the game, and it's one of those games that like gives you like zero tutorial, zero explanation. You can see your character, and the only characterization you get is like their animation. Like, they flutter their wings a little bit, or they run around the sand a little bit. And I'm like, okay, cool. But like, I mean, real talk, I'm drowning in like really good games right now. It's not even just games. I'm drowning in really good games right now. And this is one where I feel like I almost have to like work myself up to want to get into it, because I don't have any story, I don't have any character, I don't know really what's going on, and all I get are these like kind of like abstract puzzles.
Yep.
It reminded me a little bit of what's that gross one that looked like H.R. Giger that came out a little while ago?
Yeah, Splorn or something?
Scorn.
Scorn, yeah.
Same thing, where like you get a vibe from the graphics, but you don't know who you are, you don't know what you're doing, and all the puzzles are like really abstract, and you have to really get on the same brain wavelength as developers. I felt that was the same thing that was going on here, where they're kind of like, hey, look at this cool thing we made. Are you gamer enough to get into it? And I'm like, no, I guess I'm not. I don't think I am. So, I mean, not my cup of tea. And I think it looks kind of cool, but I bounced after like maybe like an hour. I'm like, okay, cool, puzzles, I get it. And okay, whatever. So,
Jeez. Okay, that's kind of how I felt, by the way, when I did play the demo a long time ago. I was just like, it looked pretty, and I was interested, but I was also confused. Just looking at the video right now, though, I'm confused all over again. So
yeah, I kind
know
of
what
just
that
feel like
game is.
I just need more to get me in. And there's so many things competing for my attention right now. I'm not going to spend time with something that needs me to kind of like get myself ready in the headspace to get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
All right.
One final thing. We got a letter from Ron, our new super fan, Ron. He emailed, and I had to apologize to him because he emailed a while ago, and it was right before my computer died. And so when I came back to my email, I'm like, oh shit, he emailed, and it was like, I don't know, 5 days later or something. I felt really rude because I hadn't gotten back to him yet. But anyway, I explained the situation. Ron forgave me, so I think we're good. But he did send in a question for you and I, and we're going to answer this right here and right now.
Yep.
Let's bring it on you. You don't know what this question is.
No, I don't.
So Ron says, the basic question is whether video games, including an in-game walkthrough, should be commonplace or universal. And here's what he says. He says, I've recently played through a mix of games, both indie and professional. I guess maybe AAA is kind of what he means by that. I think indies people can be professional. I don't think there's any slight intended there. Where I would occasionally get stuck while trying to accomplish some particular story mission. Frustrated, I would then go online and search for answers, which takes away the fun of playing and the enjoyment of discovering the answer myself. That made me think of games like New Super Mario Bros. U and Scribblenauts Unlimited, two games with their own system of helping the player if they get stuck. Mario gives an invincibility power-up, and Scribblenauts offers a series of increasingly more obvious hints so that it helps the most without spoiling the solution too easily. I would love to hear your take, both of us, on whether this should be a universal but optional inclusion into video games, or do you have another view that I haven't considered yet? So, Carlos, what do you think?
Yeah, not every game. 100%. Because like there's some creepy, weird games. There's some I mean, a good example is Alan Wake, which we'll talk about later. I don't want too much information and given or even help in some games, especially when it's atmospheric or something like that. I know I'm thinking about horror games, but it could be the same with an RPG.
What if it's purely optional though? Like, what if it doesn't give you anything unless you like choose to hit start and go into the help menu? Maybe
It's an artistic decision. I have to say that because it's just like it's saying, should Christopher Nolan or anybody else who makes movies or David Lynch do something, you know? David Lynch, by the way, is a perfect example. He wouldn't do shit that you told him to do.
Right.
He wouldn't like offer up cheat sheets, and he still hasn't, by the way, explained most of his movies. And so, yeah, I think I'm going to take a hard line and say not everyone, but a ton of them that make sense, yes. Because like a good example is Spider-Man 2, another game, I just keep foreshadowing that I'll talk about. Games like that where you're like, it's action-oriented, or like a small 16-bit game where you can get lost, you know. I think if it makes sense for the genre and the game, 100%, because no one wants to get stuck, you know, and I hate that. Or no one wants to like feel underpowered because you just don't understand what to do, or you're just like eating shit a lot. But I think certain games, no.
All right.
That's my hot take.
That's your hot take. That's your hot take. So for me, I totally get what Ron is saying. I've been stuck many times, and I've gone to FAQs for help many times. I'm sure anybody listening to this podcast has done that. I'm sure you have as well, Carlos, where you're playing some game and you just can't figure it out. You don't know what's going on. And I agree. Like, that feeling is really shitty, where you're just like, I'm stuck. I got to pause what I'm doing. I got to pull up YouTube. I got to scroll through some videos, or I got to go to GameFAQs and like Control F and like look for the part where I'm stuck or whatever, anything like that. You know, it's just a real bummer. And it just takes you out of the moment. So I totally get what Ron is saying for sure. As far as should games include something within their own systems? So that's a different question. And I think that's interesting because ordinarily I would like to say yes, but I also think that me going to like a separate help menu or looking for something in game is also taking away from the immersion as well. And it doesn't matter if I'm going to YouTube or I'm going to GameFAQs or I'm going to the in-game help system. I'm still like out of the moment. So I guess it doesn't really matter. But the other reason why I think I'm kind of 50-50 on this is because I don't trust developers to be able to give me the kind of help that I need. I feel like sometimes you're just not on the same mental wavelength, and like they try to give you, I can think of a couple games, especially point and click games, where they give me a hint and I'm like, I have no idea what you're telling me. This doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Right.
Because maybe you don't understand how you're stuck, or maybe you don't understand what the game wants you to do. And so they give you a hint and it just doesn't make sense because you're just not on that vibe. So, I mean, I think if people want to do it, I don't have a problem with it. I think, you know, it should definitely be something selectable. Like maybe when you start a brand new game, would you like hints on or off? You know, maybe whatever you like. And then maybe if you turn them off, maybe later on, you can just dip in to one particular section, turn it on for a minute, get your answer, come back. I mean, I'm not going to get mad at it, but I also don't think it should be required. And I can understand why it's not common, because it's probably a lot of extra work. And sometimes when developers do it, they just don't understand why you're stuck in the first place. Because if they did, you wouldn't be stuck ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and also this brings up a thing that we haven't brought up since the launch of the PS5.
I was just going to bring this up.
Yeah, and I don't think we can't have a parallel and talk about Xbox right now. So I'm not playing favorites because
no, there's nothing.
Xbox doesn't do this. But when
what are we talking about?
When PlayStation 5 first launched, they launched with these tips, and they allowed developers to create tips.
Yes,
that
in-game help.
In-game help that actually shows up in the interface of your PlayStation, which was hot shit. Like, again, I don't.
Did you ever use it?
Yeah, I did. Like, was it Infamous?
Give me an example.
Maybe it was like Last of Us or something. One of those games, like an open world game. Maybe it was Horizon, Forbidden West, I think, or something. And I was like, I literally was confused on what to do. And I popped out to the menu, and it said, "You're in this section," because the developers again had offered that up, right?
And this was like on the dashboard of your PlayStation?
Of my PlayStation,
okay.
Yeah. And it was a little box, and I clicked through the box, and it said, "You should probably do this thing next." It was Horizon.
Okay.
And I was like,
I know
oh,
that they gave a
shit.
big push with
because
Horizon.
I was really stuck in this fucking like, you know, futuristic forest thing. And I was like, I don't know where the fuck to go.
Right.
And I didn't have to leave my game besides the dashboard of my PlayStation. The thing is, so I like that, by the way. So, Ron, I'm with you on that. Developers still have to make it, like you said. Developers have to take a chance at knowing what you're going to ask, right? Like you said. And then also, they've stopped doing it. Because, I mean, a ton of PlayStation games don't have it anymore. So
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I was literally going to say the exact same thing because I remember them talking about it. I don't think I've ever done it even one time. I don't even know how to do it. I don't know where it lives.
I'll tell you how to do it.
Well, hang on a second. And then I went to the PlayStation Store a couple days ago and I saw on like one of the advertisements that pops up, it's like, oh, in-game help. I'm like, oh shit. I forgot that was even a thing. Are people still doing that? I guess not, but I don't think that ever really took hold because I don't hear anybody ever talking about it.
Well, this speaks to his question, really. The reason why it's not happening more is because it's too much work.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like a game like a RPG or even like Last of Us or even Horizon, that's so much extra work you've got to do.
I'd have to imagine, yeah.
Text, and then it's got to be built into an interface.
And if you want to have video clips or something on with that or whatever,
Which, by the way, again, I think it's Horizon did. And it did really help, but like they must have had a whole team just doing that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the real answer, I think.
Well, let me ask you one more thing. Let me do one more add-on. I want to make sure that we answer Ron's question like in all its aspects and stuff. So going back to his own examples, I understand the example of Scribblenauts where it's like I actually have played that where it's like you want a hint and it's like they'll just be like, try this, and if that doesn't work, we'll try this specific thing. They kind of get like more and more specific. I think those are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
If it makes sense in the game that you're in. But what about something like New Super Mario Brothers U, where if you like, I don't remember the specifics, but it's like if you die 3 times, then like the little invincibility mushroom shows up and you can eat it if you wish, and then you're like invincible for the rest of the stage, and like you just get through the stage, right? So what do you think about that?
Well, the short answer is that's already happening with like these story modes. I feel like, I mean, like again, Mario's so specific, right? It's like platformer. So any platformer, I'm just going to agree and say yes, of course. Like, why not? You know
what about like Last of Us? If you're fighting off those clicker zombies, right? And you're getting your head fucking bitten off, and you get your head bit off 3 times in a row, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a little health pack appears, and when you eat it, like they can't bite your head anymore for like 5 minutes or something.
Again, the short answer is that already happens where if you die too many times in those types of games, they'll knock it down to story mode, or they'll say hey, do you want to try story mode? Now, to that point, sometimes that's not even easy enough. You know, like that one stupid crow that flies by, you know, or something and hits you every time.
Knocks you into the pit.
It doesn't even matter. Like that's always going to happen. So maybe, but again, it's specific to the game. It really is.
Okay.
I think in general, you know, I have a bigger tangent we could talk about someday about the story mode, normal mode, hard mode.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's almost like when you start doing that, it's you just guessing, you know, how people are.
Totally.
And there's a game, foreshadowing number 3 or 4, that I'll talk about today where, I knocked it down to story mode because I was like, I don't think you guys figured out what normal is.
Right. Normal for you, maybe, not for me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I think the end takeaway here for Ron is I think that and forgive me if I get this wrong for you, I think we're fine with it, I guess, if it comes in, but it doesn't always fit every game. And it's also probably a lot of work for people to do correctly. Yeah. So maybe that explains why we don't see them more, but if they show up, we're not mad at it.
Yeah. The answer is sometimes.
Sometimes. The answer is it depends.
We could have just said that in the beginning.
It depends, Ron. Okay, Ron, I hope we answered your question. Feel free to send us more questions or follow up or anything. And anybody else listening, we love to answer questions. We will answer any question somebody sends to us. Please send it in. We'll talk about it here on the show. We love to get some letters, questions, feedback, anything from people who listen. So please feel free. We'll give the email addresses and social media contacts at the end of the podcast. All right. That is going to do it for the housekeeping. Let's get on to the main portion of the show. And boy,
wow,
we have a lot of stuff to talk about here.
I know, it's like 7 p.m. We're never going to finish. It's going to be evening. We're going to get,
well, it's already evening, technically.
It is evening.
All right, Carlos, we're going to start off with you in this evening cast, Crow County. I don't know anything about this whatsoever. I'm assuming it's Halloween themed.
Yeah, I got a lot of Halloween.
All right.
This is cool. The demo came out today. You should check for me if it's on Xbox as well.
Will do.
I apologize. It's on PlayStation and Steam right now. And Xbox, question mark?
I'm looking it up right now. Keep talking. Fill for time.
By the way, it's Crow Country.
Country. I'm sorry. Did I say county?
You did, but I think I told you that. So it's Crow Country. And so I've been playing a lot of scary or spoopy games, but this is one of those old school, looks like PS1. Straight up, kind of blurry graphics.
That's right. It's from the people who made Snipper Clips. That's right.
I don't know what that game is.
On Switch, you didn't play Snipper Clips?
Nope.
Oh, man, that was really fun. No, it's only on PlayStation and PC.
Okay.
Snipper Clips was one of the launch games for the Switch where you had to cut shapes out of paper to solve puzzles, and you had to play it with friends. It was actually really, really good and really brilliant. I thought Snipper Clips was great.
Okay.
But this is like a 100% different vibe, different kind of game.
Yeah, I was looking for creepy. It is again third person pixelated like PS1 graphics.
Yes.
Complete with a little bit, sometimes I don't like it, like too blurry, kind of effect.
Not a fan.
I know you're not a fan, but I'm playing on a big TV, and I don't know, whatever, this is going to be a positive review because whatever they're doing, even though it's normally what I don't like, which is like retro, just like super, you could just make it a little bit better graphics, but they're just doubling down on it. I don't know, something about how the character moves, the way the graphics are pixelated, but it doesn't bother my eyes somehow. It just works. It's that style of like all the environments are like fixed kind of almost. It feels like 16-bit mixing with PS1, And so you play as a woman who goes to investigate an amusement park or kind of an attraction, Crow Country.
Crow Crunchy is pretty good.
Crow Crunchy. And the owner mysteriously disappeared. And he's not been
you said
seen.
His name was Mr. Disappeared. That was like, that's ironic.
Jeez. We're getting all the words wrong.
Giving away the plot here. Mr.
Crow
Disappeared.
Country, but it is also crunchy. And the owner,
Mr. Disappeared is not here.
Mr. Disappear is not here. And so you go in to find it, think like Resident Evil style.
It looks very Resident Evil, yeah.
Yeah. So it's Resident Evil, but pixelated PS1 graphics. The moving around feels really good, which, again, I was almost like ready to not like it because it's not up my alley when it comes to like, Horsehead Keys, Resident Evil, and old school graphics. But there's some sort of charm in this fucking game that makes you keep wanting to play. All the characters, by the way, look kind of blocky and like almost like marionettes in a way. But you're a woman, you have a gun, you have so many of the Resident Evil type stuff, right? You have health kits and poison, remedy or whatever and all that stuff.
Sure.
And as you're going through this like amusement park, it has a little bit of vibes of Five Nights at Freddy, right?
Oh, okay. Like animatronics and stuff?
Yeah, there's like some the animatronics around. There's like big like fantasy land. It just feels like a haunted amusement park. And at some point, spoiler, monsters and things like that show up, right? It's some creepy shit happps.
Yes, I would assume so. The real spoiler would be if there were no creepy things.
Nothing, yeah. And early on, you find like a guy who's hurt, and you like, you help him, and then you see like there's traps and there's like puzzles. And normally, again, I get like totally averse to all puzzles and find the number code or whatever,
Yeah.
But because it's such a small experience, meaning the map is teeny, it's very linear kind of in a way. The saving makes sense, and it's kind of charming. I found the code for the thing I needed the code for like right away. Right.
Okay.
There was something on the ground when I walked by, and I was like, it was a number. So nothing is like making me go out of my mind.
This sounds like what you're describing is the kind of game that you would bounce in a heartbeat if it gave you any friction.
Yes.
But they have filed down all the rough edges, and so you're getting a frictionless experience. And even though it's something you wouldn't normally like, there's no real reason to stop.
Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. And then also because the aesthetic is also just really like yummy in a way. I don't know. It's like, it's creepy. It's great
yummy.
for Halloween.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that word before.
Okay. What I mean by that is like, how Super Mario RPG, which is coming back out, by the way.
Yes,
remake,
it is. Uh-huh.
That to me feels like a yummy game where it's like, it's self-contained or like Super Mario Bros. Wonder or something. And it's like small, digestible, and fun. I guess that's called yummy.
Okay.
To me. And this is like a horror game that's small and digestible. And that's kind of cool and refreshing in a world where right now it's like open world walking simulator. It takes me forever to find a code, because I gotta go into the forest somewhere. And this is, have a map and you can see all the little rooms you've been to. And you're like, oh, well, if it's not here, it's probably over there, Yeah. And they're doing something else, which I would like you to try the demo because they're doing something else that makes it special. And I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. It's a je ne sais quoi.
That's special something.
It's a horror je ne sais quoi. And I just really like it. It's not out yet, by the way. It's just the demo.
Interesting.
So I would tell everybody who's like in the spoopy mood and likes old school Resident Evil stuff, but with old school graphics, check it out. I mean, I just really dig it.
This is a tangent, but I had a friend of mine who used to say, in that je ne sais quoi kind of vibe, usually with cooking, if there was something that their family cooked or whatever, his wife cooked, and he didn't know like quite what it was that was the thing, but something about it was like extra good and delicious, he used to say that his wife put her foot in it. You ever heard anybody say that?
No, that seems crazy.
I guess if you like feet, then that's a good thing. I'm not really a foot guy, but if you are a foot person, maybe that's really appealing to you. Your wife, she put her foot in it, and I'm like, huh, okay,
okay,
sure, yes.
Well,
it tastes good though.
But if you like feet, then they put their foot in this
foot
game,
in
I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
There is one con, which is when you shoot, because you have a lot of different guns. By the way, I didn't say that, but pistol, shotgun, all the stuff you would get. Yeah, it's not the best shooting. Now it's slow. You don't really have to. There's some monsters that are coming at you, but you're aiming. Check this out. You're aiming with. Okay, you're holding down right one, at least on a PlayStation, and I'm sure this is maybe it's easier on a mouse. Obviously, I think, but you're holding down right one to aim. Your left analog is actually aiming where you're shooting.
Oh, what? No, the left analog?
Yeah, and then you hit like a button to shoot.
So
that's too many buttons, I think.
It's funny you say that because I'm literally going to bring up the same wonky shooting in the very next game I'm talking about.
Oh,
the game after I'm talking about. Yeah, it's almost like we planned it.
That's the only thing, but you know what? I like the world and the thing that they built so much that, and I haven't so far like been like running, screaming, shooting. I've been like aiming and taking my time.
Right.
So because I've had to be able to take my time, it's not bothered me. Now, if I get to a later stage and like there's this monster who's like, chasing me down a hall, I might be mad.
Yeah, if they start applying too much pressure for you to deal with a shooting scheme that doesn't feel intuitive, that might be your breaking point right there.
Yeah, so that's the only thing I'll say. And then to Ron's point, actually, talk about a game that has all the types of tips you could ever want. Like anywhere you look on a wall, there's all these signs, and the signs are just straight up like controls, and tips.
Oh, okay.
It's like this game has tips all over the walls everywhere. So maybe that's another thing, by the way, that helped me because I was like, oh, I know exactly what the fuck to do.
Well, I think there is something to recognizing that not everybody's brain works the same and adding in multiple approaches to make sure that your player gets where they're going and knows what they're doing. I don't see that as a bad thing. So, maybe they're just taking steps to make sure everybody can get through this demo. Maybe they,
you can. And last two things I'll say is that along those lines, you can kick any vending machine and get ammo, which is cool.
That's fun.
And you can always go back to your own car, which is in the parking lot, and get ammo.
Oh, all right.
So it's like, it sets up things for you to be like, okay, in case you get screwed.
Which is good. That's a good design.
Yeah. I like it. It's called Crow. It's called Crow Crunchy.
Crunchy.
Crow Country. And it's out right now for PC and PS5.
All right. Excellent. That sounds like a cute little winner. Yummy little winner.
It is. It's yummy, yummy Halloween.
All right. Let me talk for a minute about Wizard with a Gun.
Oh, I know this game.
Have you played it?
I think so. But we play everything.
We play it. It just came out recently. We haven't talked about it before.
You know me. I play games when I play the demos. I play early access. I think I played an early access demo. Please tell us about Wizard with a Gun.
Wizard with a Gun. I mean, that says a lot right there. Right?
It says it in the name.
So basically, this is a kind of an isometric roguelike game where you play a wizard. I think they call you like a gunmancer, I think is what it's called. So you have a gun and you are in this world that is kind of broken by the forces of chaos. Now, I will say that the story and the setup for the roguelike aspect of it is pretty cool, actually. There's like a machine that's looked like a clock or something, and you can rewind time a little bit back to after the disaster happened, but not quite to where everything is dead. Because like the end point is the whole universe blows up and everything's gone. So you can rewind time to a little bit before that, and you collect resources and you kill monsters and you do your thing. And the further you get more pieces to the clock, and then you can rewind time even earlier. So like maybe you're going to rewind to like halfway between when the bad thing happened and when the universe blows up. And so the land is different. People don't remember you. And then you eventually want to get all the way back to when the bad thing happened and stop the bad thing. And then you can save the universe. So I think that's a pretty cool concept. I love the the segmented eras that you can travel back and how they explain it all. And it also really goes a fair piece towards explaining the roguelike
Right.
nature of the game. You know, not every roguelike explains why it is a roguelike. And when people do find a good reason to explain it, I always, I give them brownie points for that. So
Well, I think it's huge. It like literally sets up the world and why you want to keep playing the game over and over again.
Exactly. This game reminds me a lot of Don't Starve in some ways, but I think it's better than Don't Starve because as much as I loved the concept of Don't Starve, which, if anybody's familiar with that, really heavy crafting, running around, survival, finding food, finding water, had a really cool cartoon-like aesthetic. It just was too much. It's just too much grinding and not enough. I don't know. It felt very oppressive and just really like a drag. And I never really found the fun in it. But although I thought the idea was cool, this seems to be kind of like an iteration. It is in no way related. Like there's no developers in common, different company. I think, maybe just spiritual inspiration, if anything. But I do like the ability to go back to your home base at, I don't know, this bubble that's outside of time or something. You can craft some stuff. You go back to, rewind the clock, go back to the land before it blows up. And then there's like a countdown till the end of the world. And so, for example, when you first start, you get like 2 minutes. And so it's like you're 2 minutes before the end of everything. You run around, you collect some iron, you collect some wood, you shoot some monsters, get some energy, whatever. And then as soon as that 2 minutes is up, like all hell breaks loose. Like monsters start pouring in and things are exploding and like whatever. And you're like, I got to get out of here. And if you don't get out, you die, you lose everything except for like, I think you lose everything. So you want to get out before chaos ensues, but then you can just go back again, rewind the clock, go back to 2 minutes before, and then you can eventually go further and further back. So I think it's a cool idea. I think the gunplay feels fine. It's not really like a shooter. I mean, you have a gun, you point it at things, you hold the button down and it auto shoots. So props for auto shooting. But it's not really like, you're not feeling like you're testing your twitch reflexes or anything. There's a dodge. The dodge feels a little bit janky. I wish it worked a little bit better. That part's okay, and I think that you end up spending like a lot of time crafting. In fact, this is more of a crafting game than I was expecting. I was thinking it would be more of like an action-y roguelike, and it is, sort of, but there's also a lot of crafting to do, which is kind of a downer. The graphics are cute, controls okay, and apparently it's supposed to really intended to be played by groups, multiplayer, which I was like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't really want to play multi-focused things, but PR assured me that you could play it solo, and you can. You absolutely can. But I think in the developer's heart of hearts, they want you to play like in a group. So that's just not me. Overall, I mean, I think it's fine. It's a cool idea. It looks cool. It's cute. It's maybe a little bit too crafting heavy, and I like the concept a lot. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think I probably, if this was a different year, that we weren't like absolutely stuffed to the gills with like fantastic games, I think I probably would play this one more.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's not bad at all. I don't really have any complaints about it. It's just like not clearing the admittedly really high bar right now, especially right now in Q4, where there's so many like fucking amazing games. And it's, maybe I'll come back to it in the new year. I played it for a couple hours, basically like a whole day. And I'm like, this is really fun, but I got the gist, and I got to the point of where I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to grind now. Yeah. And I don't want to do that right now in Q4. So maybe next year.
Maybe next year. What was this, the game that you were talking about that had kind of controls that were
No, the
weird?
next one. Sorry. It's the next
next
one.
But yeah, I think I played something early, and it sounded like what you said, which is it was more crafting than shooting.
Yeah.
And it was artistically, I liked the style of it and the concept. So I like parts of it as well. But yeah, it wouldn't stand up right now with how much stuff we're playing, I think.
There's just way too much like top-notch competition, and I don't want to settle into something where I'm just grinding. Yeah. And that can be great in the right moment, in the right mood, but I'm not in that mood, and this is not that moment right now. So
it's all about timing.
Yeah, it's all about timing. I'm going to put it on the back burner, and I may crack into it in the new year when things cool off. So
okay.
But there you go, Wizard with a gun. It's all about a wizard with a gun.
It's a wizard and it's a gun.
They kind of give it away.
Yep.
Right there. Carlos, Slender, The Arrival is something that you played. I guess I'm very curious because I know about Slender Man. It's one of my son's favorite creepypasta monsters.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. He loves Slender Man. It's like, there was a period where he talked about Slender Man 24/7, and I was like, please shut the fuck up about Slender Man. I don't want to hear him anymore. He's moved on to other things, but that was a big deal in our house for a long time. And Slender the Arrival, am I crazy? Because I feel like this game has come out 50,000 times like in the past. Is this a brand new game? Is it a remake? Is it a redo? Like, what are we even talking? I feel like this is an old game. Is it an old game?
It's confusing. So, by the way, Slender Man is similar to the back rooms where there's like 8,000 games.
Fuck. I hear about the back rooms 24 fucking 7, dude.
Well, let's put that aside because I have thoughts on that as well. But
oh my God.
But like, there's so many games based on this like idea of Slender Man, you know?
Yes.
And if I just type in Steam, I'm just gonna do it right now in real time.
Probably 25 Slender Man games.
Slender Man. Well, actually, a lot come up, but a lot aren't actually Slender Man, which is what it's just kind of surprising. I think there's only been a couple actual games.
Maybe there's only been one, and it just keeps coming back and back and back. Because I swear this is the same one.
So to answer you, yes, this is the same one. It's remade.
It is.
Yes. So it's a new graphics. It made it, more modern, whatever. I don't know what engine they're using. I'm probably Unreal 4, I'm guessing. And it's not like unbelievably beautiful, but it's better. And the original game came out in 2013. This game.
Okay. So I'm not crazy.
Gotcha. You're not crazy. There is a Slender Man demo out right now. I just noticed for another brand new Slender Man game, and there's only a couple others that ever came out. So really? I feel like, it's so weird.
I must just be seeing the same one over and over because I feel like there's a lot of Slender Man games. It must just be this one.
Slender Myth, I'm seeing. But similar to Backrooms, they're probably out there. They're just a ton of indie ones.
Sure. On Roblox? Oh my God, a million on Roblox.
Oh yeah. And like earlier, like I said, if you just do a kind of walking around simulator that's also scary, man, I bounce on those so quick,
Same.
And I can handle spoopy, I guess, more than you because
definitely
I'll go in like on PT and love it, Although you liked PT, didn't you?
I never played it, dude. I never played it.
Goodness gracious.
I have it. It's still on my PS4 hard drive.
Yeah.
But I was too scared. I didn't play it, but I have it. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite kind of psychological. It's very short, but I love it. Like that's the kind of thing I want. I want more PT stuff. Which, by the way, if people don't know, especially our younger listeners, PT was
what are we talking about? What the fuck is PT?
Playable teaser set out before the game that was gonna come out, Silent Hills, plural.
And it was supposed to have Hideo Kojima involved in it, right?
Hideo Kojima, and it got canceled. But before that, the playable teaser was kind of an aesthetic and a feel of what the game was going to be like, maybe. And all it is a hallway with some rooms attached that you go around in circles, and things change. So the world changes of this house as you go around the hallway. And different things show up, and I won't spoil anything if for some reason somehow people can play it, but you generally can't play it because they deleted it. And unless you have saved it on your hard drive, it's gone forever. But it was very creepy and very like subtle in its beautiful creepiness.
Yeah.
I bring that up because why? Slender Man.
Is this the opposite of this game?
Well, no. The idea is I think so many people try to replicate that, which is walk somewhere, get kind of scared, get kind of freaked out, and oh man, I apologize, developers, but like 90% of you fail at that. In my Carl's hot take.
Yeah, you're not wrong, dude.
It's so hard to do it, So that being said, Slender Man, The Arrival, is new graphics to the same game. I think there's a couple updated things you can do, and there's kind of like a, expansion-y parts of the game. But in general, you arrive at a house. It's creepy. The titles come up. You're walking. You can run, so that's good. You can definitely have a run button. You can't jump, which whatever. And you get to a house, and you look around. You do like these kind of things where you find letters. You try to piece together the world. And nothing's really scary. It's just kind of dark and creepy. And then at some point, it doesn't tell you, to kind of Ron's point again, it doesn't tell you what to do at all. And you just decide to go into the woods because you're like, fuck, it's probably where I had to go because it's creepy. And then there's like a lot of branching paths out in those woods. So I was just like fucking going a
branching
direction.
Paths. I get you.
Nice. I didn't mean that.
You didn't even mean that, but you did. You're natural.
Yeah. So you do that a lot and nothing happens for a very long time. Again, this is probably showing its age, right? The game could like live on the fact that it had Slender Man in it, right?
Yeah.
And people were so excited about that. But now in this day and age, 2023, I mean, this game has to give me more,
Right.
Out the gate, I don't care about any letters I'm seeing or any of the stories. I don't care. I got to a barn. There was a kind of a jump scare, whatever. So the only time it got interesting is that many minutes later, let's say a half an hour later.
Oh, that's too long.
Maybe 20 minutes. Let's be okay.
Still too
minutes.
long.
A long time later, I'm out in the woods somewhere, and I see Slender Man in the distance, and then he disappears. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Like I like that shit. Like, you know, did I see him or did I not? And then later on, he just starts showing up a lot, right? And the idea is you don't want to get too close to him because then static happens, and it does do some really cool like effects. You know, like you just basically get fucked up and knocked out. But you have a chance, and I like the aesthetic of when he gets close, how the world just gets staticky, and like you see tentacles come from him and everything. It's like pretty fucking cool. So that's my only pro for this game. Is tentacles? I like Slender Man and the tentacles and the effect, you know. And I did die on purpose once just to see what would happen, and it just knocks you out, and you wake up somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
And I was also fine with that. You know, it didn't game over me. So that's interesting. And people playing who already played it or like maybe yelling at their podcast right now saying like, it gets better later. But as you and I know, if a game doesn't do a good hook, then we're both out.
You're out. Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know if I'll go back because it's like Halloween time and I'm still trying to play stuff that's spooky. But I just was disappointed that it took so long. And if they redid it because the graphics and stuff like that, that's cool. But like, I just feel like something should have happened earlier on.
Yeah, I hear you. I remember my son playing this one when he was younger, and it was like, I remember watching it being bored out of my skull, and he was like looking for like book page. Are you still looking for book pages?
Oh yeah, you find pumpkins and pages.
Okay, the pumpkins are new, but like I remember him looking for the pages, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like the most boring thing ever. They could have done more with it. So it sounds like maybe just a graphical upgrade on this creaky.
I think that's what it
kind
is.
of old title.
Yeah, and they added pumpkins, I guess, because
and pumpkins.
You find pumpkins. But I don't want to be a collectathon. I want to be freaked out, you know, in a really cool way. Yeah. So, anywho, I'm passing on it, but it's you know, I think it's rather cheap and, you know, kind of cool if you liked the original game.
And there you go. All right, let me talk about Dave the Diver. Been hearing a lot about this one this year. A lot about this one. Dan Weissenberger gave us a formal full review at Game Critics. I believe he gave it like a 9, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, and it's like got Oscar buzz.
Yeah, it's killing it in the reviews and the awards buzz and everything. I can totally see why. This is actually a pretty great game, dude.
Okay.
So Dave the Diver, what is it? It's I want to say it's from a Korean team. I could be mistaken. I believe it's from Korea. It's 2D pixel based. It's kind of like a roguelike, but not sorta really partial roguelike. You play Dave, who is this like chubby ass diver. It's pretty cute. His animation is like this big roly poly guy, and he's like the scuba diver. And they even call it out at the beginning. He's like, "Oh, what? All scuba divers supposed to be slim? Well, I'm a great diver." And I'm like, "Yes, you are, Dave. I believe you." And he is. He's a great diver. So what happens is you go to a underwater phenomenon. It's called the Blue Hole. It's like a lake, but in the lake there's like this giant blue section that's even bluer than the water. You can see it. And it's like this deep asshole that we don't know where it goes to. Weird stuff is in there, and it changes all the time. So every time you dive, it's different, which is where the roguelike aspect comes in.
Okay.
So every time you dive in the blue hole, sometimes it's major change, sometimes it's minor change. I've seen like 2 major environment changes so far. I'm sure there's more coming. But basically, you go dive, you spear for fish, and then you bring the fish back to a sushi restaurant, which is on the shore of the blue hole. It has been set up there because the chef, his name is Bancho. He's an African-American chef. He's like cool as fuck. He's like the coolest chef I've ever seen in my life. Got the glasses. He's got like some moves. He knows his food really well. Like he's like an amazing sushi chef. He's put the restaurant there because he knows you can get basically any kind of fish in the world from the blue hole because it's like this weird phenomenon, right? So he's making all kinds of random sushi. So you dive, you spear your fish, you bring it back to the boat, you go back to the sushi place, and then when you get to the sushi place, you're the waiter. So you give the fish to the chef, he chops up the sushi, you get people coming in, it becomes kind of like a restaurant sim where you're running back and forth, but like super streamlined. Like none of the stuff that's in Dave the Diver, and there's a lot of stuff, none of it is ever like too much to where you feel like you're over your head. It's always just like, oh, it's a restaurant sim, but simplified. Or like, oh, I'm diving in the water, but it's like simplified. And it's like, oh, I got to hire staff, but it's super simplified. Like there is a lot of stuff to do here. Different sushi recipes, different fish. You're doing side quests. There's like underwater mystery. There's crypto monsters. There's lots of apps on your phone, and every app on your phone is like this whole other thing that you can do. There's Pokemon collection. There's like there's all sorts of stuff in this game, but literally everything is like It's in there, but it's never overwhelming. It's just enough and it's simplified. And even though any one of those elements on its own wouldn't be enough because it's simplified, when you've got 30 elements, you're like, okay, wait, I need this to be simple because there's 30 elements, and it all comes together really, really well. Like, I'm going in, and I find it super easy just to like do a couple dives, get some fish, come back, and there's always something to work on. There's always like a little side quest, or you're always trying to work towards the next upgrade of your scuba suit, more oxygen, better harpoon gun. You can unlock some special guns. The animation in this game is fucking tops, dude. Like, it's really good animation. When the chef goes into like his little, I've come up with a new recipe animation, it's like a little mini movie, dude. You're like, oh, dude, this is the best. Like, he's just like chopping shit, and he's got his glasses on, the music playing and everything. Like, just, it's really, really good. And the colors of the blue hole when you're diving look really cool. Everything in this game is just like uber polished. Like, everything about it is just like painless, smooth, really simple. Everything is right where you think it should be. Everything works the way you think it should work. Like, it's just like everything about it has just been very considered, very well put together. Everything about it just like oozes quality from like every fucking aspect of it. So
wow,
it's
looks
really
so
good.
cool, man.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it's really, I've been playing it every night in bed. It's great in bed. It's great on the Switch. The text is like a little bit small, but it's not painfully small. But I play it also on dock mode. I think it's great in dock mode. And it's really fun to dive, get the fish, come back. Now, I will say, my only one gripe about this game, and it's a strange one. Well, two gripes. And they both have to do with the same thing. Is the shooting. When you have your spear gun or your rifle or underwater triple gun or whatever it is gun you have, you also get a sword, by the way, and the sword is amazing underwater. But it's weird because you cannot shoot in 360 degrees, which you think you would because you're diving. You can only shoot to the left and the right. And you've got about, 45 degrees on either side. But it's really strange because I find myself often wanting to shoot up or shoot down because you're surrounded by fish and you're in the water. Yeah. So I don't understand why they didn't do 360 degrees of shooting. That feels very strange to me. That's one of the only times when I'm like, what? The other thing that has to do with the shooting is what I alluded to earlier was the weird controls, because it's not shooting the way you think it is. You have to have your gun, hold down the button to ready your gun, and then you pull the trigger to actually shoot. And that doesn't make sense because what you want to do is you want to hold like your trigger to aim, and then you want to push the button to shoot. It's like the opposite of how gun mechanics work.
That sounds like the Crow Country.
Yeah. And I don't know why they're doing it that way. I don't see an advantage to it. And it feels like they're swimming upstream on this one just because. I don't understand why. It's not terrible, but it just doesn't feel intuitive. And I'm like, man, everything is so slick in this fucking game. It's just like so slick. And I don't know why they did that one decision, because it feels like it sticks out. And I can't figure out if there's a way to change it. I don't think there is.
Can I offer up a suggestion though?
Yeah.
I think for both of our games, it was PC first.
Probably so.
This sounds
probably
like
so.
A mouse control totally to me.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, every game on console does it backwards than the way they do it here, and I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
By the way, it's only on Switch and it is on Steam, but that's it. It's not on the other consoles right now.
I think it will probably be there because this is an amazing game. I think everybody should play this. It's really fun. It may not seem like maybe your jam at first glance, but like, it's so well considered. It's so well put together. It's so easy just to do a dive and come back and do some sushi for a while. You're never doing anything for too long. Like, you're never getting bored of doing anything. There is crafting, but it just rolls along. There's always like 3 other things to do. And like, it's really balanced, really put together. It's excellent, dude. It's really, really top notch. All the kudos you've heard for this game, absolutely deserved. Dave the Diver is pretty kick ass.
Yeah, no, I want to play it. Like,
it's really
I might
good.
even just try it on Steam because, it looks like you said, and it's kind of like, again, to go back to Crow Country, but like, if it's done where every little thing you're doing is effortless, then you want to keep doing it. It seems like from the trailer I was watching, it did that.
Yeah,
perfectly.
dude, this is almost entirely frictionless, and there's just you get these little micro bursts of fun, and every time you're done with something, you get like another burst of fun. Like, it's like, oh, I nailed the sushi serving, that was really fun, and like, oh, I hired somebody new, that was really fun, and I killed that shark that was in the water that killed me before, oh, that was really fun. And like, there's always like these little micro milestones that you're doing, and it's just like you just keep wanting to do them. You just want to do one more dive, and it's really tough to stop, and I think that's the mark of a great game. So
This looks awesome. It looks awesome.
Dave the Diver is hot shit. It's really good stuff. So there you go.
Check it out.
Check it out for sure. Okay. Over to you, Carlos. Diablo Season 2. I wasn't sure we were ever going to talk about Diablo 4 again, but here we are. Diablo 4, Season 2. That equals 6. So tell us about Diablo 6.
It is not Diablo 6.
My math holds up.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to call it, we can. It's Season of Blood, though.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Season of Blood.
Oh, okay.
Because of, Halloween, too. And
I guess, yeah.
It's vampires. So it's vampires.
Oh, okay.
And there's a couple things I want to bring it up for. One, for everything I've, said bad about Diablo at times, I played the campaign, beat it, kept playing it, played Season 1 and did not enjoy Season 1, but played it because, again, it's Diablo, and that hook makes you feel good. There's a great dopamine hit when you play an ARPG like this and you level up and you get fucking new loot. It's hard. It's a tantalizing mix to leave. And even though Season 1 definitely didn't fix anything enough and it was just a little bit more story, I still played it and beat it. But then I definitely bounced and I was like, okay, even the next season, I don't know if it's the same thing. I don't know if I want to do it. So I just jumped back in because I use this game, I think a lot of people use PoE or Diablo to just relax and do some mind-numbing killing, of monsters and get loot. So I just jumped back in for fun, and every season, you make a new character, which is kind of terrible in my opinion, but also can be fun because, you try characters you never tried, right? And I think that's one of the things they want you to do.
Sure.
So I did a rogue finally, and I've been wanting to do that for a long time. And I fucking love her. She's so fun.
Interesting. You're
Yeah.
Mr. Barbarian to the core.
I am. But what I did is I made because Diablo's similar to other ARPGs, you can do your own build. You can listen to build guides and all that bullshit. But I always just do what I feel on the skill tree. So I made a rogue that's kind of tanky.
Okay.
Which I don't think anybody's doing, which is, rogues are fast. A lot of the abilities are fly by the screen and kill things,
Yeah.
I have 2 blades, so I'm dual wielding, and they're not crazy damage, but they do a lot of damage fast, right? So I'm flying by, I'm doing my dodge roll. The rogue dodge roll looks really cool. And then I'm doing these, fast moves, but I put tons of abilities and armor and stuff like that on the armor. So I'm just pretty damn tanky. So I'm a tanky, fast rogue. So that's not the only reason why I went back in. That's pretty fun. But the Season of Blood gives you vampire powers, vampiric powers.
Oh, you get vampire powers.
Yeah, because in the very beginning you get bit or something.
Is there a vampire class, or it just applies like a vampire modifier to the existing classes?
Yeah,
Okay,
to any
gotcha.
class. And you have a whole skill tree for that. And that one just makes more sense than the first season's skill tree upgrade. I didn't tell you about that one, but it was boring. This one just feels more like it makes sense.
Okay.
So all that's more fun, right? And I feel the abilities right away. I feel like they're just better.
What's an example of a new vampire ability?
It could even be something as simple as DPS or getting healing because you're getting healing
Doing
from
damage and-
and
yeah,
stuff like that.
gotcha.
It's not necessarily the power stuff, and I haven't even opened up all of them, but it just feels like it immediately makes an impact more, right, than the other ones did.
Gotcha.
The other ones were things you slotted in your weapons and armor, and I feel like I didn't even know if they were helping me much. They were resistance-wise or whatever, but yeah, I just feel like impact. And that's the key to this quick review of the season, is that not only did they do the season that's interesting and the storyline's kind of cool with vampires, but they made your horse faster. You didn't play this game, but you didn't know the horse was super slow and cumbersome. So the horse is fucking fast now. Just listen to their audience. And they're like, let's just make people be able to go around the map quick,
Sure.
A bunch of quality of life stuff just is in this, Season 2. So everything just feels more fun. It feels quicker, and it feels like loot's coming quicker, and it just is that loop. It makes you want to stay in that game.
Gotcha.
And the only con is, I'll say, any of these Diablo seasons, they make you finish chapters before you can continue the story on, right? Because there is a story arc and a boss and stuff like that. But I'm stuck right now because they want me to finish 6 more objectives. So I hate that. I don't like that in seasons. They're go find 4 more dungeons and beat them,
Gotcha.
That's the only thing I can say con, because in general, anybody listening who likes Diablo 4, this is the time to go back in because they just made it fun as shit. I fucking love it, man. I really do. Diablo 4 is one of my favorite, not only ARPGs, but my favorite, RPG type games because it's just got some sort of drugs in it. And I don't even do hardcore drugs or anything, but it's got some sort of dopamine hit that is vicious, man. It is.
Yeah.
It's perfectly done. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I do like a good one of those when they work, but this was not one that clicked with me. In fact, it made me want to go back to Diablo 3, if anything, because I had a pretty good time with Diablo 3. But I was not convinced to go back. I mean, I might go back. If I did, I probably would go back and do that. But anyway.
The only last con I'll say is about these games in general, because I had such a good time with it.
Yeah.
Like I just alluded to, I don't want to wait to do objectives. I just want to do the story.
Right.
That's why Diablo 4, the original campaign, was so fucking fun to me, because there was no thing I had to do. I had to go beat the story, you know?
Yeah.
And so now that that's gone and these are seasons, it's just not as fun, right? Because I'm doing objectives. But man, I was playing fucking 2 hours straight last night just because I couldn't even stop. It's they're doing
it's a good
something.
feeling. It's a good feeling when, this may not be my jam, but it's definitely connecting with you in any game that you can get into and just get that loop going of where you just want to keep playing. I love that feeling when you just click with something, it connects and you just get in that zone. That's a good feeling for sure.
Yeah, and that's true. And the last thing I'll say is that the other quality of life thing is that there's these zones that are just always there now where you can go and kill all the vampires to get vampire, currency, let's say.
Yeah.
To upgrade yourself. But back in the day, it was only certain times, of the day, or in 20 minutes from now, there's going to be a thing. They got rid of that, and it's just always on the map somewhere.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
So quality of life, fucking Diablo 4, I love it.
Excellent. All right. That was Diablo 4 Season 2. Is it the Season of Blood is what you said?
Season of Blood.
Season of Blood. There you go. All right, let me talk about Endless Dungeon.
You sent me a code for it. I didn't play yet.
Did I send you a code for this?
You did.
Okay. Well, hear me out, and then you can decide what to do at that point. So this is I don't think it's a sequel, but kind of maybe a do-over or a spiritual sequel to a game called Dungeon of the Endless. So Dungeon of the Endless now becomes Endless Dungeon. I'm sure you can see the connection there.
And the connection is, because I heard from the developers, it's in the same universe.
Okay, so same universe makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So full disclosure, I played Dungeon of the Endless. I loved it. I thought it was so good. The only reason I didn't talk more about it at the time, the only reason it didn't make it on any of my lists is because it was buggy as fuck. It was so buggy. And I don't know, I believe we mentioned on the show where I would play this game and it was a roguelike and I would be doing really well. I'd be getting on a good run, have good characters, and I'll go to the mechanics in a second. Hold on, folks. And I would just be just rocking it. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the run. I'm going to beat it this time. And then it would glitch the fuck out. And it had one of those save systems like the punishing roguelikes do, where if you stop the game, oh, you're trying to cheat and we're going to erase your progress. You got to go back to the start.
Oh, yeah.
And, like a Shiren or something like that does that. And it's like, fuck you. Your game glitched out. And I lost, really three or four really good I could actually beat the game runs, and they just kept glitching out and I got so fucking mad at it. I had to quit it. But it sucked because the game was really well done. Great graphics, great gameplay, great design. Everything about it was great. I even went so far as to research it on other platforms because I'm like, I love this game. I really want to finish this game. Looked at it on PC. People said it was buggy ass there. I looked at it on PlayStation. People said it was buggy as shit there. I looked at it on Xbox. Everybody said it was buggy there. And I'm like, fuck. Developers, please get your goddamn shit straight because you did such a great job with this game, but you didn't bug test it enough. And everybody was complaining about lost progress and glitched runs. And it just made me so mad because I love that game. It was if it was a bad game, I wouldn't have given it two thoughts, but because I was having such a great time with it, it's so much more bitter and disappointing because I want to engage with this game, but also I can't just keep throwing my life away doing glitched out runs that I lose all my progress, right?
The good news is it's probably fixed now.
Not the old one, but hopefully in this new one.
No, but old one came out in 2014. It's got to be fixed by now.
No, dude, I literally just checked day before yesterday.
Oh, really?
They never went back and fixed any of it. They never They never fixed it.
All right.
I literally was like, because I got this code for this. I'm like, oh, I should go back and play the first one. But I'm like, no. You got me once. You're not going to get me again. And I checked. They have not fixed any of it. It's not fixed.
Okay, the new game then.
So the new game is basically the exact same thing as the previous game. So in the general sense, that's awesome because their first game was awesome. It was really good. What the fuck is it? So you are in space. You get stranded on this weird thing. It's like a, I don't know, space station or alternate dimension. Like what? It doesn't matter. You're stuck in this place and you can't leave because time keeps looping. And so what happens is you get together a group of warriors. Like you're like a janitor. You're a space janitor. You weren't supposed to be there, but you got there. You're the janitor. You meet up with like a lady who's kind of like a bounty hunter type. There's a robot. There's a whole bunch of characters you can unlock. And this is played in like isometric fashion, kind of top down and to the side. Mm-hmm. And you go inside these levels. Now, this is a little bit hard to explain, so bear with me for just a second. You have this map, and you want to get to the end of the map. How you do this is you must have a crystal, which you start at the beginning of the map. You must clear a path for the crystal in order to get the crystal to the end of the map. That's what opens the door for you, and that's how you get out. Now, that sounds easy, but along the way, all these monsters and stuff will rush you. So it's kind of like a roguelike. It's kind of like a real-time shooter. It's also kind of like tower defense because monsters will come and try to bash your crystal. So you have to set up all sorts of like emplacements along the way to stop them from getting to your crystal. Now you can also run in there and shoot them yourself, but it's real easy to get overwhelmed. So basically, you're exploring a dungeon that's randomly generated. You start in the room with the crystal that you have to protect. You have to not only find out where the exit door is, you have to eventually get the crystal there. And how that works is you explore enough to where you can earn resources. You set up little gun towers, emplacements, defenses, whatever. You upgrade your guys in roguelike fashion. When you find the door, you're like, okay, I need to get the crystal from point A to point B. I'm going to hit this button. The crystal's going to move. It sprouts little robot legs and it walks. And as soon as it starts walking, all fucking hell breaks loose. Every monster from like miles around hears the dinner bell ringing and they come straight for your ass, right? So you have to prepare to move that crystal, get ready because you know it's going to rush like hard. And so the whole time you're like collecting resources, setting up your emplacements, figuring out the best path. And there's not enough resources to go around. You can't just throw down like 1,000 gun towers, right? Like you can only put down a certain amount because there's only so many resources to go around. So you're like, okay, I got to like be really judicious about this. If the crystal's got to go east, northeast, then I got to put guns along that route, which means I need to leave other rooms undefended because I don't have enough guns to go around, which means also if monsters come from that way, you got to go kill them yourself to stop them from crawling up your ass. So I know that sounds kind of complicated. I mean, is this making any sense of what I'm saying?
It is. I'm wondering why they're so hungry for that crystal. Is there a story reason why they...
I think it's yummy. I think that's...
It's a tasty morsel.
It's a tasty morsel.
I get it. Right now I'm noping the fuck out based on that concept.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of it being like a mixture of like the tower defense with that stuff.
Yeah.
But man, I don't like the idea of the crystal. So what do you think?
So I'm into it, dude. I love this is exactly what the first one, Dungeon of the Endless Dungeon, same game. The only difference was with Dungeon of the Endless, the old one, it was 2D, flat, pixel-based graphics, which were great graphics, by the way. I love their art. This time it's 3D polygonal. It's isometric, and so the perspective is shifted a little bit, but basically the same game. But again, the first game was awesome. I loved it, and it was broken. I could never fix it. So I feel like this is kind of like a second chance in some ways, right?
Okay.
So I like to play. I think it works really well. I think controls are good. I think the systems are good. I think the tutorials are really good. I think it's just a really great system, and I feel like it's kind of unlike anything else out there. It feels very different, and I do like how they implement like getting characters. There are permanent upgrades you can get, so there's your progression right there. You get better as you go. The further you go, unlock new things. I mean, there's like little micro goals that you can do, micro quests along the way as well. It's just a really, really interesting, high adrenaline, like high impact kind of game formula where it's not static like most tower defense games are, but it's also not just a run and gun. And so you're engaging multiple parts of your brain at the same time. Yeah. And it also looks great. It's got, funny story. You go back to the hub and talk to some aliens that are trapped just like you are. You eventually have them join your team and you can mix and match who's on your team and stuff like that. It's just a really fucking good game. It's a really good game. I think it's really well done. I haven't finished it. This is going to take me a while to chew through it, but in a sense, I'm glad that it's here because I never really got my piece of that original game. And so this is like a do-over. I'm just hoping that this game is not going to be as buggy as that last one. If it's not buggy, then I think we'll be in good shape.
It doesn't seem like it is so far.
Nothing so far, which is positive.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. But we'll see, because I guess I just got so burned by them never fixing their old game. That really pissed me off.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get it right this time. But so far, all indicators are green. I think this is a really fucking interesting combination of elements. If you've never played it, check it out. If you like roguelikes, if you like action games, you probably haven't ever played anything quite like this. And I think that's a really good thing to say about it.
Yeah, I think if you like roguelikes, it's a no-brainer. It seems like it's really cool mixture of genres. I just won't play it because of the progression thing, even though you said there's like some upgrades. I don't know. I'm not a person who wants to do a run of a game.
I mean, if I sent you a
Ever.
code, just try it, man. I mean,
That's true, you did. I'm going to try
you
it.
may just try it just for funsies and,
Yeah.
and see what it's all about. It's really sharp. It's really slick. Great art design. Everything about it is great.
I
So.
like what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, like, for at the end of the day, I want to feel like if this game was just like, it wasn't roguelike and it was just straightforward,
Sure.
like XCOM or something. You just
Yeah,
do
yeah.
levels. I would be, of course. So, but I'll try it. I'll try it.
Just give it a shot. You don't got to marry it. Just take it out once or
I
twice,
won't
see what it's all
marry it.
about, and
Yeah.
then move
I'm not
on.
Jumping in a marriage. Jeez.
There you go.
Louise.
All right. Now, boy, we've got we are spoiled for fucking choice this year, folks, because Carlos is going to talk about one of the biggest games of the year.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about an absolute fucking delight of a surprise, which came across my radar. And then you're going to finish with another one of the biggest games of the year. We got so many fucking games to talk about.
Hit after hit after hit. Well,
Hit-
we don't know if it hit, but like big game after big game.
I suspect it's going to be a hit. Let's talk first about Spider-Man 2. It's the game a lot of people are playing. It's on anybody's mind. If you got a PlayStation, I'm sure you know it came out. A lot of people love Spider-Man 1. A lot of people played the Miles Morales that came out after that. This is Spider-Man 2. I've seen endless videos, endless coverage, endless chatter about this, but you have played it, and we're going to hear from you right now.
Yeah, I mean, how do I take this? It's Insomniac, and they basically made the perfect Spider-Man game. So
Okay.
put
Of all
that
time?
out there. That's kind of like an asterisk, kind of a top level back of the box quote.
Okay.
It's a perfect Spider-Man open world game. Done.
Now, just to clarify, are you saying a perfect Spider-Man game, or are you saying this is like the most perfect one out of all of them?
I think it's out of all of them. Yeah.
So this is like number one out of all the Spider-Man games.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously with graphics, obviously, they're pushing the PS5. There's no load times when you finally go fast travel. It's like you're just there. It's crazy. Like what they're pulling off is crazy. So that's the top level. It's like fantastic Spider-Man game. Now the caveat is Carlos doesn't really care too much about Spider-Man games. If you recall that we talked about on this podcast, the original,
Yes.
and Miles Morales. I think I played both. I know I played both. The original Spider-Man, again, I thought was pretty good at what it does, but I thought it was too hard in normal mode. And because I was like, it's Spider-Man. He shouldn't
Yeah.
get shot, And then I turned it down or whatever, like easier mode or something, and had a good time with it. But I just, it's finding a million backpacks. It's collectibles.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel the same way that you did. And in fact, I think I liked it even less than you did.
You did.
Because I felt like it was too much combat. The combat was too hard. And then the city was just like too much of like findy seeky stuff, like the backpacks and just like a lot of like repeated content. It just felt like too long and too much and too boring. So I kind of bounced. I didn't finish it. And I didn't even come back for Miles Morales, even though everybody said that was the shorter, better version. So I guess the important thing to know, just between you and me, I know this is probably not what everybody wants to hear right now, but just between you and me, knowing how we felt about the first Spider-Man, is it different or is this just more of the same?
Well, you're jumping ahead to my conclusion now, but I will do it because it makes sense in line with what we're talking
I will
about.
put a pin in that and I will patiently wait.
No, I'm going to say it right now.
Oh, you're going to say it now? Okay, I
Yeah.
will not wait. My pin is removed.
You remove the pen and just remember it for the ending.
Okay.
I don't really still like these games. Like, it's still not like super fun. Like, I don't get excited. Like another game I'll talk about soon, foreshadowing number 4.
Foreshadowing.
To jump back in and understand what the fuck's going on. It's very fun. And I think I actually knocked down again. I did, to talk about the difficulty, I did knock it down back to story or whatever.
Story mode, okay.
And there's a ton of accessibility features, which I'll talk about. But I made it easier on myself so that it is just fun, and I'm not like worried about the combat like I was. Even with Spider-Man 1, I think I bumped it down and still had a problem.
Yeah, it was difficult. I think it was unreasonably difficult, yes, unpleasantly.
This allows you to do enough things to change it that if I play it later tonight, which I probably will, it's just fun to play. So
Okay.
so it's better than the first one, right? But also that thing of collecting things, there's a fucking ton of things to collect and outfits and all that shit. And I don't care for that. And I don't want to just go around the city doing things. Like there's a million little things you can do.
Right.
To me, that's just not that fun. And I think they do the best version of it, but I wouldn't care.
Still not that fun.
Still not fun to me. What's fun and interesting, and this is kind of into the meat of it, is like the story bits. And you play, by the way, as Peter and Miles.
Both. Okay.
So you can split between the two, right? Sometimes it chooses it for you, but you can switch whenever you want. And again, seamless. As soon as you go to the other person, it just loads. It's fantastic what the PS5 is doing with this game. And, so I just like the story missions. So, you'll jump into a story mission, which will go in the past, little Peter or whatever. And then you'll jump to a mission that's just about Miles' story. And then there's a huge set piece, right? Where obviously a big bosses and stuff like that. And you're doing crazy things. And then you get to rest and just go explore the city. So the pacing's really well. And the missions and the actual oomph is interesting to me. I think more than the first one.
Okay.
So, because again,
Okay.
I think it's got Miles and his whole thing and his mom and, the Prowler and all that stuff that I actually remember from Miles Morales, the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, and the movie, right?
Yeah.
And so there's just more, I'm more invested more into what's going on. And I think they do those flashbacks and different side things just really interesting. The thing I alluded to earlier was like a flashback where you were just riding bikes with your buddy, or maybe that was in the present. But either way, it was like a side thing you're doing, and it's not just collecting shit.
Right.
So I don't know. I think the story's done well. I think the accessibility is good. You'd appreciate this, and everybody should. But at the very beginning, one of the main characters is using sign language in the game.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And it's so effortless and seamless and normal, which is great.
Yeah.
Just to be like, oh yeah, that's my friend. He uses sign language. I use it as well.
Yeah.
Around him and stuff like that. And then the accessibility features in the game itself are like unparalleled. Like you can change anything you could think about in this game, which includes turning off cutscenes. Or no, I'm sorry, turning off QuickTime events.
Okay.
I just have them on auto. They just fucking work.
Cool. Yeah.
So I basically dumbed it down to be like, I just want to be a superhero. And this game, more than the other ones, lets you do that. Like, just it's easy. You can make it fun, and I just go in and kick ass when I have to, and then I explore.
Yeah.
So that's the top level and the main story. I think it's the best Spider-Man game. I think it's really fun. But like the ending was, I told you in the beginning, which is I don't care too much for this style of game.
Yeah. Kind of like an open world collectathon style.
I like open world, but I don't like open world collectathon. Yeah.
Right.
And like Infamous is one of my favorite games of all time. I like the character. Obviously, it's a little bit biased because it's Native American, and Infamous Second Son. And there's certain games that I get invested so much into the playing of it, but I'm not super invested in Peter Parker for that side of things for sure. And then the other thing I'll say, and this is the thing I was going to surprise you with, is one of the most interesting things is that the NPCs in this game, which I found out early on, a ton of them are randomly voice acted, and they'll actually have the voice actors go on for a very long time. So I found the very first, kind of couple of people I found was construction workers talking, a guy and a girl, and they were talking about how, these columns, I think they're not going to be like load bearing, and I'm afraid of my guys getting hurt, and the other guy's like, yeah, I think, but they also want to do these tiles, and she's like, I don't think we should do the tiles. We should worry about these columns, the load bearing columns.
Just these random,
Yeah.
really, really long-winded conversations.
Long-winded conversations, but real people, and it's like it feels improv, like it's not like what you see so many times in Cyberpunk and all these other games. You hit a button, then the NPC goes like one canned line,
Yeah. What do you want?
What do you want? Hi.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
it
yeah.
feels more believable and real. And that first one I did, by the way, I made a TikTok of. This is the surprise. Just tonight, it hit 1.1 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
It's crazy. I can't really take full credit. I made the funny part, and I took the edit, whatever. I found the funny, I guess.
Sure.
But the point is, I think that speaks volumes to what this game is doing. It's populating the planet, or populating the city with a ton of NPCs. A lot of them, it sounds dumb sometimes still. It still can sound dumb. But sometimes it sounds like I'm looking at the future of games, where like, oh, that feels like a real world for a minute.
Right.
Not again, if you look for it too long, they'll stop talking or
Sure.
they'll repeat themselves somewhere. But in little glimpses, and I think that's why that TikTok did so well, is that it looks and feels more real than we've been used to.
Just for a moment, yeah.
Just for a moment, So besides that TikTok story, and you can look at it on my Glitch to the Ground, but yeah, I think it's interesting and fun. But truth be told, I'm really just going around looking at NPCs right now.
Right.
Like that's like the most fun thing to do. And then I jump back into the story. I don't know if this is a good review or not. I think it's very good. Did I convey any sort of sense?
I mean,
this game?
what it sounds like to me is, and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like an expanded, more polished experience that is very similar to the original Spider-Man. And it just so happens that this is a podcast where neither one of us really liked the first Spider-Man that much. And so you are instead finding your fun by experimenting with the world and discovering these really funny, goofy NPC conversations.
And I do enjoy, because of the accessibility and because of, I think just in general, the move sets and stuff, because there's a skill upgrade tree. I didn't even talk about that, but there's like upgrades and shit. I think it's just more fun to do the combat in this one.
Okay, well, that's
so
good.
I will say that, right? Like, it's just not something I'm itching to do. Like, run. Tonight I'm itching to go back and find an NPC that I can record, but it is interesting and fun to do the story. I will also say that people thought it was really interesting that, what's her name? Mary Jane has stealth missions that no one liked in the first game. They brought her back to do stealth missions, which no one liked that, but they made her like John Wick OP. So she like just shoots and kills people that like not even Spider-Man.
She's like dual wielding pistols and jumping sideways and shit.
I haven't got to a one yet, but like I heard that she's just OP. And
I mean, that sounds amazing.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's a good developer response to feedback.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to keep those missions, but we're going to make her like super badass. So I don't know. I think if you like Spider-Man, no shit, dude. This is like the best version of that game. I just get a little bored sometimes, but
yeah.
It's really fun.
All right, Spider-Man 2.
Check it out.
Check it out if you like Spider-Man. Okay, so I was not planning to talk about this game. I didn't even know anything about this, but I have to talk about it.
Okay.
So for the last couple weeks, at least the last couple weeks, I've been kind of jonesing for like an XCOM style game because I love XCOM.
You love XCOM.
But I played the shit out of XCOM. All the XCOMs basically. I don't want to play. I mean, I was so desperate. I was like, oh, maybe I could do another run of XCOM 2. That's such a good game, and maybe I could do something. I mean, I played it so fucking much, dude. There's nothing I haven't done. But I was just like, I just wanted to play something in that vein, right? And there just hasn't really been anything good lately.
Well, remember the one that we both bounced on that was very XCOM?
Yeah.
But it was hard.
Phoenix Point or something like that?
With the portals and the gun, the arm thing? No, the arm guy. Remember the guy that has the arm abilities?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The wormholes and stuff. Oh my goodness, the post-apocalyptic.
You're
almost liked it.
You're talking about Mutant Year Zero,
yes.
But the sequel was
the other one. Yeah,
the other one. The other one.
But we both bounced at some point.
Yeah, we both bounced. I thought that was going to be it. That wasn't it.
That wasn't it.
The sequel to Mutant Year Zero that didn't click. So I'm just jonesing this whole time, right? Like there's nothing's really clicking. I'm just like, this sucks. I guess can't, whatever. And so I go to Xbox to put in that code that I talked about earlier for the game that just where it didn't respond to my controller. I go to put the code in and like, this sucks. I can't even play this game. I'm like, well, let me see what's on Game Pass. I haven't been in Game Pass for a while. What's new? I go to the new arrivals and I'm looking and I'm like, what the fuck is this? The Lamplighters League. I'm like, wait a minute. I heard about this. A couple years ago.
Yes.
It's coming from Harebrained Schemes, who made the recent Shadowrun games. And these are the people who are, game vets. They've done a lot of games in the past. I am completely blanking on what they've done, but I know they're
I'm
veterans.
looking up right now. Yes.
Look it up. They're all famous, skilled developers.
Harebrained Studios.
Harebrained Schemes is what they're called.
They did Shadowrun, BattleTech, Necropolis.
Yeah, the BattleTech stuff.
But the Shadowrun's the most, I think.
But the developers, they've got some real power developers who are in that studio who have done other things.
Oh, you mean the actual people?
The actual people, yeah.
I'm not going to find that right now.
You're not going to find it now. But regardless, just take me at my word. I know that there's people in there who are famous from other games. Anyway, so I remembered hearing about this game, the Lamplighters League, like a million years ago, probably 2. And I didn't hear anything about it since then. Nothing. Didn't know what genre it was. I didn't know what happened to it. Is it an MMO? Is it PC only? Like what happened? Like fucking sucking vortex of fuck all nothing, right? And I go to Game Pass and it's right there. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Where did this game come from? And so I'm like, well, shit, I'll just download it. And I thought it was going to be like a twin stick shooter or something like that. And I start playing. I'm like, oh, it's an XCOM game. What? So basically, this is, imagine like XCOM 2, where, I mean, it takes a lot of cues from XCOM 2. I'm going to say that up front. It takes a lot of cues from XCOM 2, which if you're going to steal from the best. But also, this game does a lot of things on its own that feel very fresh and different. So it's not just a clone. But basically, imagine Indiana Jones plus XCOM, where you're like the 1930s style adventurer. You've got like fedora, the Cold War, blonde German secret agents. You've got like, the technology hadn't advanced that much, kind of like Hitler's on the rise kind of a vibe. Yeah. Third Reich are kind of looking for like the occult stuff and all that, like Hellboy or, what is the third Indiana Jones movie, the best one? What is the
Temple of Doom?
No, one that came after Temple of Doom.
We're showing our
Indiana
Jones
brain.
Knowledge.
No, I know what it is. It's my favorite one. It's Sean Connery.
And you know that? Oh yeah, the Sean Connery one.
What is it? Oh my God, I'm embarrassed.
Anyways,
it also ass right here. Anyway,
it looks like steampunk too, a little in a way, like
kind of little
futuristic, but ancient. I don't know.
A little bit. There's definitely some mystery. There's magic. There is like all sorts of stuff. So, but you're flying around in like an old seaplane, and you're using like old style guns. But there's also magic, and there's also like a genius guy who invents like a Tesla cannon or something. It's like it's kind of that mishmash of stuff. So it's definitely like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is what it was.
That's
called.
What it is. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's embarrassing. But plus XCOM, and so I'm like, oh man, okay, this is kind of my jam. Like I was wanting an XCOM game, and I like this style, and I start playing it. This game's great, Carlos. It's great.
I had a feeling.
It's super fucking good. And I'm like, oh my God, why is no one talking about this game? Why did they not do any PR for this game? How come I didn't know this game existed? How come I didn't know this game was out? What is going on? This is crazy because this game kicks fucking ass, dude.
Can I put a little bit of a damper on a parade?
Yeah, please do.
Please do.
Please do. I welcome it.
Yeah, so it looks amazing, and I actually have seen this a while ago, and I remember it just being off my radar. Like
same.
The graphics look amazing. The art style is so cool.
Yes.
And it's got a cool vibe. So I looked at some of the comments, and some of the comments are saying that there was a bunch of layoffs at some point.
Oh no!
Like a fuck ton, and there wasn't much advertising. And most of the reviews are saying like that sucks because this game's fucking great. But yeah, there might be some like problems with the actual studio. So I think that might be why we haven't heard about it. There's been, some issues there, but it looks like they made something pretty special.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with Harebrained Schemes. I played a couple of early games, and to be perfectly honest, I didn't really connect with them very much. I played them all, and I thought they were all like okay, like pretty good, but they just weren't. They didn't have that thing, No one put their foot in it for me, and it just didn't taste right. But this one is like all kinds of perfect. Like it is just like hitting on every level. I mean, number one, you have a cast of predefined characters, which is my always favorite thing, dude, because you have like the German lady spy, but she's also like a bruiser where she like beats people up with her fists. And you would think that she'd be like the thief or like, the nimble. No. She's like the ass kicker. Nice. And then you've got like the Indiana Jones like pilot guy. He's got like double pistols and he's kind of like an American go get 'em guy. There's a guy from the Middle East who's like the sneak thief, but he's really funny. Like he's really quick with wits and he's got these really cool sneaking powers. There's a bunch of other characters I haven't found yet. I've only played this for like a day and a half, but I've been glued to it because the story is it's kind of like XCOM where like these three nasty people are trying to find this like magical resource. They're going to bring about the end of the world. You have to stop them. So each one is like led by a super powered boss, and they each have their own like disciples. One is like a Cthulhu type lady. One is this guy that uses like fire powers, and one is like, I forget what the other one is, robots or something. I can't remember what the third guy. It doesn't matter. But like you go on these missions, you choose whatever mission you want, and it shows you like on the game clock, hey, these 3 guys are making progress on their plans. You have to stop them, and you have to roll back the clock. So like every time you do a mission for like, let's say you fight the German guy who's the fire guy, you beat him, then his clock rolls back pretty far, and so you bought yourself some more time on that. So you're constantly looking at the different clocks to make sure that no one advances their plan and brings about the end of the world. You're also trying to gain resources. You're also trying to recruit new agents at the same time. So there's like the whole world management system that was pretty well polished in XCOM 2. But it works. It works really well, and I think it's super interesting and it's good. But where this game really diverges is like in the moment-to-moment gameplay. It feels very different. It does not feel like XCOM 2 like at all, but in a good way, in an excellent way. You take at least 3 agents into a level, sometimes 4, but usually 3. And the teamwork is so important. For example, your German lady, who is the bruiser, she can take like extra turns if she kills somebody. So like what you want to do, for example, is like your Middle Eastern guy can take a couple pot shots at somebody, soften him up. She goes and like punches that guy out. If she knocks him out, then she gets another turn to go. And so you might be up against like 6 guys and you're thinking, fuck, we're outnumbered. But if you use your team mechanics, like take them out carefully, you can take out the whole crowd and like take no damage. Like it really shows like the synergy between characters, which is awesome. There's also a really interesting real-time element where you feel tense. Like you're not just walking in a turn-by-turn basis. It's real-time at first. And you can see enemies walking around real time. You can see their vision cones. And so you're like dodging them. You're trying not to make too much noise. And then sometimes they'll come after you, or sometimes they'll spot you or something. And so you're kind of like managing it in real time. You have special powers which are available only in real time, which is neat. You can like backstab guys or take them out silently. But then when shit goes down, it switches into turn-based, and then you have to like use your other powers for turn-based. It's a really great system. The real-time elements work fantastically. I think it adds an element of tension that really a lot of the turn-based games don't have. And so you're constantly thinking about hiding, using cover, as you would if you were like a real spy or whatever. Like it makes sense. Climbing up on stuff, whatever. And then when you get into the turn-based battles, like it's really interesting, all the different powers you have. And there's lots of stuff to it. There's upgrades, there's equipment you can get, there's special abilities, etc., etc. There's also penalties. Like if you lose a guy, he'll die, but there's a way to resurrect him, which is like a secret thing. Or they take stress, and so you have to like give him a week off. But it affects him in different ways. And I know that some of these things are common to XCOM, but it does not feel like that. Like it may be in the same basket, but it does not feel like a clone. I've heard some people say it's too much of a clone, and I strongly disagree with that.
Yeah, just in the art alone, it just feels like its own thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like such a unique vibe.
It's like really kind of cool, cartoony, like really nice art. The art is beautiful. Every character has tons of personality. There's tons of dialogue. They're constantly talking to each other in the mission. And when you get back to home base, there's all these little conversations you can have. It's just a fucking great ass game, dude. Like great mechanics that is obviously inspired by some of the classics in the genre, but it adds so much of its own. It does not feel like anything else I've played. And I played a lot of these, dude.
Yeah.
I play basically every turn-based tactics. This one stands apart on its own. Great ideas, great real-time integration, great systems, great characters. The vibe and the tone, punching these like quasi-Nazi dudes feels fucking good, and like fighting the Cthulhu guys is like scary when they show up. Everything about this game pops, dude. Now, we will say that I have a couple things I want to say. Things that are bad. Number 1, your walking time is a little bit too slow. I think that you should speed up a little bit. There's no run button. It's not a big deal, but like when you're like in the real-time section, you're just walking around, I kind of wish you could like sprint or something.
Yeah, you should probably be able to run. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no run. So that sucks. Number 2, this game struggles a little bit. Like it struggles in terms of production. So maybe that has to do with their team getting laid off or whatever. But like
struggles on Xbox though. We should make the asterisk.
Specifically, I'm on Xbox, so maybe it doesn't
the
struggle on
might be
PS5.
fine, yeah.
That's true. That's very true. But like when I go into like it's called recon mode, where you can pause the game and just look at the whole map to see where you need to go. Oh, it's juddery. The frame rates drop so hard. It's fine any other time. It's fine when you're not doing that. But for whatever reason, when you get to look at the whole map, it chugs. It's really bad. So I wish they would fix that. But that's not anything near enough to like dampen the joy I'm getting from this game, dude. I have not been able to put this game down, and I'm still playing Cyberpunk, and I love Cyberpunk. But like once I got into this, I'm like, oh shit, dude, this is like my jam on so many levels. It is so great and fun. Some people say it's repetitive. I mean, maybe that's going to be true. I've played it for only about a day and a half, so I haven't hit the repetitive part yet. But you know, any game in this, like if you look at XCOM 2, like probably the defining game of the genre. Yeah, you were doing a lot of the same missions. You were like grinding resources. You were fighting aliens. That's kind of how this kind of game goes, and I'm here for it, dude. Like I'm enjoying it, right?
That's the gameplay loop you're playing it for.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm here for.
A question is, and I think I know the answer, but it's definitely not roguelike. So it's like you're going through the story, right? Like it's a campaign-based game.
Yes, it is. Yes,
which makes me even more want to pick it up because again, I wanted to like an XCOM game with that Mutant Year Zero game, the follow-up to it.
Yeah.
And it got too difficult and weird on how hard it was. But this seems like it's balanced.
It's got so it really depends on like what your team is, how you use their powers. There's difficulty levels, and also, you can save and stuff. I wish there was a quick save. There's a quick save because I save a lot. But I will say also that, gosh, what was I going to say? I was going to say something that was very important and thoughtful and really significant.
Let me do a tangent while you think about it.
Oh, no, I remember.
You got it. Okay.
You can fail the campaign, just like in XCOM. If you let these quasi-Nazis get away with their plan, if you don't stop them, and there's plenty of opportunity. I mean, they surface it at every opportunity, like, hey, so-and-so made some progress. Hey, so-and-so made some progress. If you don't stop them, you can fail the whole campaign, just like in XCOM. So there's also more pressure there, too, to like you really feel like you need to prioritize your missions, prioritize what you're doing. You can split your team up into different areas and stuff. Like, it's just fucking great, dude. I think everything about it is great. It starts with a wonderful platform to start from, and it just goes in a different direction and its own flavor. I fucking love this game.
Can you slow that down though? That they're gonna beat you if you don't do it? Because in other games like this, you could like slow that timer down.
Yeah, the way
or turn it off.
If you cannot turn it off, but you can pick the easy mode so they advance more slowly, and also you just watch the clock, and whoever's getting furthest ahead, you go beat them down. Like do a mission for that guy.
Yeah,
and then that winds his clock back, his or her clock back. So you got to just be paying attention. Don't let any of them get too far. So sometimes you may end up having to, rather than pursue your campaign story, well, the German guy's getting too far. I got to go stop this guy's plans real quick, knock his clock back, and then you can go back to what you're doing.
That's the only thing I'm a little allergic to in these games, but it still seems like, all the other stuff outshines it.
I fucking love this game so much, dude.
Beautiful.
It is so good. I'm having so much fun. And I can't believe I just lucked into it on Game Pass. No PR, no heads up. I am like the number one customer. I am in the center of the Venn diagram for this game.
Yeah.
I can't believe nobody said shit about it. I even went back to my Gmail archive and I'm like, did I miss it? Nope. Last time I heard about this game, 2018.
Well, I'll tell you why. So I was doing a little research and listening. And weirdly enough, Harebrained Studios is here in Seattle.
They are.
I didn't know if you knew that. Okay, you did.
I did know that, yeah.
And they, at some point, were bought by Paradox Interactive.
Yep, their logo's on the game.
The issue was that Paradox, they didn't want it. They wanted to sell a certain amount, like a lot of owners / publishers, whatever, and it didn't. So they didn't really do the press, and they did layoffs. So I think that they said, as of January 1st, Harebrained will once again become an independent studio. That was the beginning of this year, right? So they basically probably are their own studio again, but don't have the backing of this huge company that was going to do probably all that press for them.
That sucks. Political stuff like that sucks.
Yes, it does, but that's why we have a podcast and we have a voice. Like, let's everybody go buy this game,
Oh, man. This game is so fucking good. Yes, please support them.
Yeah.
The Lamplighters League, it's on Game Pass. Go play it on Game Pass.
It's on Windows as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's fucking great if you love XCOM and you love Indiana Jones and you love like Hellboy and you like Cthulhu stuff. I mean, God, this game's fucking got it all. I fucking love this game. It's so good. So good.
Check it out for sure.
For sure.
Support indies and check it out.
Absolutely. Okay, enough about the Lamplighters League. Go play it. Last game of the show, and it's going to be a big one. I think we're all going to be talking about it. Alan Wake 2. Long time in coming. It's finally here.
It's finally here. Yeah, it's pretty good. And moving on. Yeah, holy shit. I think I texted you about it, and I don't want to spoil it because I know you don't have time to play it right now.
I will, but not right now, yeah.
We've done this, I think, twice on the show, but let's do it again. What did we both think about Alan Wake originally? Or what did you think about it?
Gosh, I liked it in general. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
Okay.
I think. Is that what you're fishing for?
I'm just fishing for your opinion of what it
Oh,
was
okay,
like.
okay.
How
Let
you're
me-
feeling?
Okay, I thought you were like trying to get me to say something, but no.
No.
I liked it, didn't love it, and I think the best part of that game was the DLC.
Yeah, but there was
and
a
I thought
couple
there's a lot of
other
potential.
ones. You mean
Yeah.
the American Nightmare one?
That was pretty good, but also the very end one when he was like in the dream world where he's doing like the giant typewriter
He's
stuff.
extra typing. Yeah, that was
That
the
was
first
pretty good.
DLC. Then they did American Nightmare, which, believe it or not, I didn't play, and I really enjoyed Leon.
That was pretty good. I
Yeah.
actually liked American Nightmare. Yeah.
But before I started this one, and I highly recommend anybody listening to this review or just thinking about playing it, I went to YouTube, did the story so far videos, right?
Okay.
And I think they put one out as well. Remedy put one out.
Yeah, it's
GameSpot.
been a minute since Alan
Yeah.
Wake.
So it's great because it does kind of get you set in that mindset of like, I beat Alan Wake, of course, and the DLC, but I didn't play American Nightmare, so it's nice to know that kind of perspective. But when it first came out, why I liked it more than you is because it huge nods to Twin Peaks.
Oh, big time. Big
Yeah,
time.
it's not only just like a fun, kind of creepy third person, I wouldn't call it horror game, just kind of a mystery, weird game that you can actually do some combat with and fight kind of shadow monsters.
Yeah, a lot of combat in the game.
But it was really, there was a lot of combat, but it was really about this creepy story and meeting these weird characters and understanding the ideas behind an author and what it takes to create stories.
Yeah.
And then mixing those two worlds essentially of like what's real, what's fantasy, what's a book, what's written, and what's real. It's like two worlds, which again is very Twin Peaks. In Twin Peaks, there's like the Dark Lodge. There's like another reality. There's the waiting room. There's all these different things that exist outside of reality. So I think that, they played around with that a lot in the first game, including a diner and everything. And this second game does the same thing. A lot of nods to Lynch, a lot of nods to, because I'm such a freak for Lynch, season 3 actually of Twin Peaks. There's some really chaotic stuff that happens in there, and that's in this game too. So he's wearing his, they're all wearing their, what's it called? Inspirations on their sleeve.
Sure.
I said Sam. I was thinking about Sam when I said he. Sam Lake, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Who's been in like so much press right now talking about the game. And by the way, he's in the game.
He's always in the game.
Yeah, I think he was in the first one. As like a character. So what is this game? Okay, it's more of the same. Yes, it's more of Alan Wake, but it's totally something different. How do I say it? So in the beginning,
let's compare and contrast. So the first Alan Wake, that was like on 360, right?
Was it? Yeah, I guess so.
I think it was 360, and that was like kind of like a nice, behind the back, kind of third person. You went through this town, scary town. There was lots of weird psychedelic stuff happening. You're exploring, collecting books, pages of your book, dream world sequences. But then also the main hook, what you did a lot was you used light. You used your flashlight to attack monsters, and once you used your flashlight to strip the darkness away from them, you could shoot them. And there was tons of that. So that was about like that was the story of what Alan Wake was. So it's been a minute. Several minutes. What is Alan Wake 2 and how is it different in terms of gameplay?
So the number one thing is the fact that you play as two characters. So you are at times Alan Wake, but you start this game, which totally surprised me, as a woman named Saga Anderson, and she's an FBI profiler agent, and she's working with her partner, Alex, and they, again, feels like Twin Peaks, arriving somewhere about a murder and trying to figure out what happened. And so you're literally third person again, a little closer to the back this time. The graphics are fucking out of this world, like special, like really good. I called it a system seller, actually, almost more than like other games like Spider-Man. It's more nuanced and artful than like a Spider-Man game. It's like every single scene and kind of vibe is intentioned. I think it's a display of art, I think. But anyway, so you play a Saga and you're trying to like figure out what happened in this town. You get to the town. It feels like Twin Peaks in that way. But like I told you in text, most of the beginning of the game, they do those chapters, big like words and chapter 1 or whatever.
Oh, yeah. That was a big theme
from
the
Control.
first Alan Wake. Yeah.
Yeah, and Control.
And Control, yeah.
And, there's definitely Control connections, by the way, as well in this game.
Made by the same developer, same universe.
Remedy and stuff like that. So the whole beginning of the game, maybe an hour or something, maybe even longer, was just a detective game.
With the FBI agent.
With the FBI agent trying to figure things out. And so what you do is you go to a place in your mind, which is a room, like it's a physical room, but she kind of like it's supposed to be in her mind. And then you go into this room and you have a case board, and you have like those little, those pieces of red yarn and stuff like that, and you're trying to figure out
like
how things are done.
Sure.
But it's all also done similar to what you said earlier about other games like Dave the Diver. It's just done effortlessly. Like, I'm not confused at all. Like, I know exactly where to put the picture. You kind of like have to figure out where to put it, but once you do, it fills in all the rest. It's just done like seamlessly, right? Okay. So I'm doing that to just basically like figure out what's going on in this town and what's going on with his death. So that's like a huge chunk of the game. And by the way, it jumps back and forth. So this game, they call it a survival game. It's not just a straight, like Alan Wake was mainly shooting things and dodging and whatever.
Yeah, a lot of combat.
But for the most chunk of this game, and especially a saga, you're just like figuring shit out. Okay, then you get to Alan Wake, not a spoiler, but at some point he's in this game.
I would assume so, yes.
Yeah, and his first part is also not shooting, right? Like it happens off and on with both characters. You're going to have to do this kind of like light thing a little bit again, like the first game, some shooting. But that's not the focus of this game. This is a story. It's done masterfully. The graphics are fucking phenomenal. And it's really about a mood. This game is Alan Wake, the mood, And you go in and art style, when you finally play this, Brad, you're going to see, they're overlaying like live action stuff. They're doing real, superimposed things.
The bits I've seen have been absolutely wild. My brain doesn't even know what to do with them.
I don't even know what to do with them, and it's perfect for Halloween. I don't. People are listening to this; it might already be Halloween, but it's just this perfect kind of vibe. Weird. There's some gross stuff, but it's not really like focusing on that. And I don't want to say anything about the story because there's obviously supernatural shit going on. But the other key component is that the live action stuff is heavy in this game. I think it was a little bit in American Nightmare. I think it was very little bit in the actual original game, like on TVs and stuff. But what happens is, and this is a minor spoiler for you and all our listeners, but I got to talk about it.
Okay, so everybody that doesn't want to be spoiled, jump ahead a couple minutes here.
It's a minor spoiler, but I think it's important. It'll make you want to play the game. But at some point when you're Alan Wake, not telling you how or why, you're in a TV studio and you're on a late night show for some reason. And you don't know why. But you're a third-person character, like a video game character. And then at some point when you go on to the stage, it cuts to live action. And then you're watching it. Now, you and I play every live action game ever.
Oh, sure.
This is how you fucking do it, people. All right? Everybody watching. Now, I know it's not the same kind of game. It's not choices and stuff like that. But the production value, the acting, the weirdness of it. Like they talk about, they go right into their vibe at all times. It's never like, I think we're trying to do this, and you're not like questioning where they're at. You know their style, the characters. It's just fucking cool, man. When I was watching the live action happen, and it was a huge chunk of the game, I wasn't annoyed. I wasn't like, this is corny. I was like, this is making me more invested, and it feels like a Twilight Zone, and it's confusing. And what should I be believing, that I'm seeing? Yeah. And then it will jump back to Saga and her story with her daughter, which is a whole other story. And graphics are insane. And now it's a horror game. And she's running from this monster in the woods. This game is a masterwork, okay? I don't know what the fuck this is, but I'm just shocked by it. Because I thought Alan Wake was pretty fun, and I love Twin Peaks. We both had problems with control at times, I think. We liked it a lot, right? But
I liked it a lot. I did have some problems, but overall, I liked it a lot more than Alan Wake for sure. But
okay.
But yeah.
Well, then, yeah, this is like the kind of culmination, I think, of like everything they've worked on, in my opinion.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's in my opinion. It just is. It's just it's just a work of art. Like anybody you could bounce by the style of the game or all that stuff, but you cannot deny that this is it's a artwork. It's like it's David Lynch's season 3 or something. It's really special.
Huh. All right. Yeah. Well, that sounds pretty incredible. What I've seen has looked pretty incredible, and I think Remedy has been on the upswing lately. I was not a fan of Remedy's earlier games, but I started to get on board with Alan Wake. It wasn't quite there for me, but I liked it. I was really on board for Remedy, not Remedy, but Control, even though you and I had some problems with it. And now, I don't know, this seems like another step up, perhaps.
Well, and then it's the final step up. I mean, like, until they make another game, it's just a quintessential Remedy and their best, I think, they think they've ever done. In Control, there was a DLC called AWE, which is about
Yes.
Alan Wake. And that kind of alluded to it. The fact that they bring that Control world into this game is really cool. And again, a difficult task to do. The fact that they mix live action so perfectly and another character, a woman who you really care about, like immediately. By the way, all the facial animations and everything is like insane. Looks like super realistic. So yeah, I just think it's special, and I don't want it to end. I'm kind of going slow. But the only con I'll say is the thing that I had with Control is at the end of Control, I thought it got too difficult, and I just cared about the world, and I just wanted to enjoy it. So I have already had one boss that, it's a temporary boss, just a moment in a story, but it was a difficult character you had to like kill 4 times or something. And I died a few too many times in a row, so I bumped it down to story. Because that's what this is, okay? This is a fucking cool-ass story.
Well, and so what? Who cares?
So what? That's what I'm saying.
So what? Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. Yeah.
I think this is my only con. I think the whole game should have just been story. Like, there's no purpose for me to be good at fighting a boss in this kind of game. I think this game is special and a cool story, and I want to know about it, but I do not want to, get good at shooting a boss.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only thing they fucked up. But as long as you bump it down the story, you're back to what I think this game is.
And that, this just kind of gets back to an argument or a discussion that we've had on the show a million times, where it's just like, there's more to games than just your reflexes and getting good at shooting. I mean, there's like you said, like the story, the mood, the vibe, the themes, the ideas, the visuals. I mean, there's like a million things to like about games that don't have anything to do with your twitch muscles and shooting shit. And like, if you like a game, but you're not good at the combat, or you just choose not to fully lean into the combat, who fucking cares? Like, no one tells you how to eat your burger. You eat the burger however you want, so play your game however you want. And if there's a story mode, you bump it down, so what? Just enjoy the game for what it is. Go on that ride, man. I'm with you.
And two, I think even Sam Lake had said it, like, this is a survival horror, right? That's what this game is. It's not like an action-y game. It's just that it becomes jarring when there was a boss for me, and I was like, well, that doesn't fit the vibe of the detective game, But I think for the most part they've done it. Like, I'm not worried too much, but here and there. But man, that's it. That's all I can say. It's special.
All right, let's put a pin in it. I'm sure I'll talk about it at some point. You will probably talk about it again, I'm sure.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's all the games we have for the main portion of the show. That was a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yes,
now, Carlos, I know we don't usually do this, but I'm looking at the clock. If it's okay with you, maybe we can just put a pin in the stuff that we were going to talk about, the non-game TV movie stuff. We're almost at 2.5 hours, and I do have some other stuff to do. Let's just
I'm going to say 2 things. Can I say 2 things?
Say them real quick.
Bodies on Netflix.
Yes.
Which I'm watching, and then playing Alan Wake 2. It's a perfect fit. And Finley, a horror comedy, which I told you about. I don't think you watched yet.
Not yet, but I will.
It's on YouTube. Go check it out.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to save the rest of the stuff for next week. Folks, you're not going to miss anything, but I do have some other real life responsibilities to get to, and we had a shitload of games to talk about here. So let's just cut to the chase, folks. Thank you very much for listening. Really appreciate you being here. Leave a review if you like. Share us on social media. Most important of all, please recommend us to your friends. As always, we want your questions and your comments. Hit us up, sovideogamespodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up individually. Carlos, where are we sending your traffic this week?
Glitch to the Ground on TikTok and YouTube.
All right. As for me, it's on Blue Sky. It's on Twitter. It's on Instagram. It's my name, BradGallaway. All A's, no O's. And that's going to do it for episode 360. Thank you again for joining us here on the So Video Games Podcast, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.